What's happening, guys? Just before we start this week's episode, I want to let you know, if you love this podcast and you want more of it, you can get an extra episode every single week exclusively on patreon.com/haveawordpod. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's basically a way for you to financially support this podcast whilst also getting some benefits for yourself in return. You can sign up for £3 a month, £5 a month, £10 a month, and obviously the more money you give, the more benefits you get. But even if you just sign up for that £3 a month, which is the price of a fancy coffee or a pint in a shit boozer, you get an extra episode every single week, exclusive. No one else gets to see it apart from the Patreons. And you also get 24 to 48 hours early access to the public episodes as well. That's what you get. And on top of all of that, you get access to the entire back catalogue of the Patreon episodes. We've been doing that for like a year now. There's loads of content there. There's also the 2 lockdown lock-ins we did in this room where we got dead drunk. They only go on Patreon. The ones we do in the future of them will only go on Patreon. If you support us, you get shitloads of content for us, and you can only get it at patreon.com/haveawordpod. Go sign up now. Pause it here, sign up, and then come back to this episode. It's going to be a belter.
I have... are we started?
Yeah.
Are we started? As you're banging everything you've ever owned around the desk. I have an apology to make. To you, Adam. I told you the other day that when we... And guys, I'm trying to get...
No, go on. Yeah, go on. Go on. Ignore me.
I told you that when we were gigging again, I wouldn't reference COVID. And I did a gig on Tuesday for Theatre Clywyd.
Yeah. What the fuck was that?
Clywyd.
That really fucked up my wife.
Theatre Clywyd. I think it's, English people say Clywyd. Go on, we've got a Welshman. Can we get him on the mic? There is a wonderful theatre up on a hill in Mould, in Flintshire.
Yeah. Clwyd, isn't it?
If you're doing it Welsh, it's Clwyd.
Clwyd?
That's
Clwyd.
Scottish, isn't it?
One of
If
my...
you go in full Welsh, I'd just say Clwyd, because that's because I'm...
Yeah, am I adding an L unnecessarily? Clwyd. It's not, is it?
You're adding a double L, though.
Clwyd.
Double L.
Yeah. Anyway.
Do you know much about the Welsh language? Why do you fuck about with 2 L's when you've already got a K?
We don't have a
It's
K.
an ancient...
You don't have a K?
No K, no.
It's an ancient language. It's not Finn's fault.
No.
Lads! And one of my favourite things is Carl not accepting any Welsh pronunciations. Like, it's become one of my favourite things. Lad, how do you say that? And Finn's Welsh, and he's like, you say it like this. And Carl's like, lad, no, you don't. So I did a gig. It was a stream gig. Now, this is starting to happen.
I turned it down.
More and more. It's nice. Like, Scott Bennett took it. Like, literally, there's a league table. I said on stage, I was like, well, this is the first time I've done a set since October the 31st, what feels like 1974, but was actually last year. And here I am doing a set. And then Scott's headlining, and he's done, in the lockdown, about 4,000 stream gigs. And I said to you just a week ago, excited to be back. And when we're back, I'm not going to talk about COVID. I'm not going to bang on about the Panny D. I'm over it. And I would like to apologise to you and everyone involved, because I walked on and basically went, COVID! Like, it was just... Because I didn't work loads on new material, because I've not done a set for so long, my set now is old stuff that I want to go forward with and new stuff that is just untried. So it's either boring or mental and risky. And I referenced the pandemic a couple of times and the lockdown a couple of times. I really hope by the time we're in the room and we're doing gigs like we're doing your Adam Rowe and Friends, we're doing new material. I've just applied to do loads of Wednesdays at Hot Water because I want to build up that new set. I'm going to be past it, but I actually thought of you because I was like, fuck, you've mentioned COVID 3 times.
As you bring it up, on the 17th and 18th of May, I'm doing an Adam Rowe and Friends at Hot Water Comedy Club, hotwatercomedy.co.uk. They're the first 2 gigs listed at the minute. Danny's going to do both nights with me. I think Alfie Brown's going to come and do one or both of them. There might be some other guests as well. And it's going to be for me and my mates to do some new material.
Proper good earner for me.
It's not going to be polished stuff necessarily, but it's going to be a good laugh. And you can come and see the first gigs back. Legally back on the 17th of May. Very excited about that. hotwatercomedy.co.uk.
What are you saying, though? You're sort of like legally back. I mean, if you want to see me illegally, I'll be in Sefton Park at 7 p.m. end of April. Just talking on a dog walk.
I seen a band the other day. They were busking in Sefton Park. I don't know whether that's legal at the minute, but they were fucking good. There was a fella on the bongos.
No, it's not. It's not. I don't think it is legal, is it?
My girlfriend started farting in front of me. You're 10 years in with your missus and she hasn't done that. And I swear...
You didn't pause enough between those two things.
Did she fart?
You didn't. He didn't put. He was like, I saw a band, Sefton Park. Don't know if that was legal. My girlfriend started farting in front of me.
They're related, aren't
Like,
they?
no, I know exactly what's happened. Adam was literally like, I'm going to talk about Sam farting at the start of the pod. And whenever that happens, I can start talking. And Adam's like, yeah. Finished? Sam started farting in front of me. That's good. That's great. 3 months in?
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not great
at all.
Why?
Right, you know my farts are bad, aren't they? Like, be honest. I can take it.
It's not about you taking it. It's about me taking it, isn't it? When you sit here and you go, oh, lad, I've boffed. High-end broadcasting from Adam Rowe. It's not good, no. But I mean, really, professionally, I just think you shouldn't be boffing on pod. Like in life, it's fine.
Why are you not on pod? You can't smell stuff through the fucking audio.
Just for me. Just as a professional courtesy.
Shut up.
What did Finn say when he walked in? The first thing Finn said.
Stinks of boffin here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she's Dutch ovened me. Dutch oven?
Is that the Dutch pronunciation?
How often has she done it? The Dutch oven. Oh, the Dutch oven.
And she cupcaked me. And
right, hang on.
Oh, no.
Give me the tech of terms. I know what a Dutch oven is. It's underneath, and then it's you bake it, don't you? In the
like letting out the quilts in your face.
But the cupcakes are
a cupcake is grabbing the fart with your hand and putting it there.
Why did you have to show me so properly? Like, just give me order.
Yeah, so she's done a couple, and I'm like, babe, they stink. She's got a bit of a bad stomach. And then
what?
Yeah,
always or
no? She's like the past week. She's like, I've been holding these in for 3 months. I'm quite a farty person, so I'm just gonna start letting them out now. And I was like, that stinks.
I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, she cupcaked me. So I waited till she fell asleep and squatted over her head and farted on her face.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I did.
Did you record it?
No, you didn't.
Oh, I did.
No, you didn't. That's the bullshit belt. And
I did.
She is too fit. I've seen pictures. She's very attractive. For you, if she woke up to see your hairy, and you know it is, look at your face. If that's how hairy your head is, if you can go eyebrows like that, your gooch isn't like porcelain, is it?
No, I keep my gooch quite sort of. I like it getting.
I don't think you've seen enough of your gooch. I think there's some.
No, I do. I take a minute into the bath with me, and I have a little with a fucking Gillette Mach 3 Turbo.
Turbo.
Yeah.
Do you really?
I do me gooch, yeah.
Could you imagine it?
You wet shave your gooch?
I wet shave me gooch. I'll get it out. I don't always go right to my arsehole.
You've got to watch for Ofcom though, aren't you, if you get your gooch out?
Yeah.
Ofcom.
So worrying it. Have you ever suffered any form of uncomfortableness from the regrowth?
Cut on my gooch, you mean?
I'm telling you right now.
Cut on my gooch is all mine. Cut on the gooch is all mine.
This is why I cannot have a wet razor anywhere near a bath, because I'm like, and then I start manoeuvring, and then 2 days later I'm like, I feel uncomfortable.
Itchy.
Did you ever get that?
Yeah, I get a bit of like sort of my hair's coming back through. I'm getting itchy.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't. I wasn't.
No, I wet shave me gooch. I wet shave me bumhole, and I wet shave me balls and around the base of me dick.
You wet shave your bum hole.
Yeah.
So
because you never know when you're going to a sauna and you might meet someone.
You pack
new.
your ass crack with shaving foam.
No.
Just use soap or shower gel.
I just do it while I'm in the bath.
Yeah.
There's nothing on it. It's just water, hot water.
It's a really sexy episode, this one so far, isn't it? The visual cupcake, the way he showed me.
What I'll do is I put my legs on the side of the bath like this.
God.
And like, I'll fucking, Order.
Just mad. I've never shaved my bum hole.
Yeah, but like, you need to shave your bum hole though.
Could you get your shiny gooch away from my area?
You need to shave your bum hole. I'll tell you why. Go on.
What, like this? You're like a loud clappy fart.
I haven't even been doing yoga or nothing, but it's quite impressive, isn't it?
It's horrible. Get it away from me.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure this is like a black belt in yoga.
If you broke your hip out of nowhere, like making yourself laugh mid-pod and then broke your hip,
you know, apparently you're not meant to put your feet, you know, if you're in the passenger seat of a car, you're not meant to put your feet up on the dashboard because it can break them. You know, if you're in a crash.
It goes through your head, doesn't it?
Yeah, it can go through your knee, go through your head.
Also, what kind of fucking animal has their feet on a dashboard in a car? That's how you get invited to leave my BMW.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll be
Daddy's
on the
having a
side.
nightmare,
I go right for me.
So why you said you're going to tell me why I have to shave my bum off?
Because it's hairy, innit?
Yeah. That's usually the
Some of his
prerequisite.
explanations make him sound so like a child. Yeah, because it's hairy. Hairs grow there, and that's not good.
Is that what you say in the barbers when you say what you want? It's hairy, innit?
I don't think British barbers are going to shave your arsehole. I think the Turkish barbers will literally.
Imagine if they did.
I'm not even joking.
A little squat station.
I think they would. I think it's a cultural thing. If you. Oh my God, of course he's all Turkish. Here he goes. How do you pronounce their fluid and how much you're charging for a full body fucking. I want to look like an orca. Go. How much?
I'm not sure. I think I know it is. It's a bit more acceptable over there.
Ears, earlobes, nostrils, hair. You get your fucking nose shaved.
So
they will do your back, your arms, your pit. You're telling me that a Turkish barbers, no one's ever gone, listen, lad, I'll do the whole fucking thing. Toes, balls, shaft of the dick. Get right up in there.
What was that voice?
Shaft of the dick.
Shaft of the dick.
It's my Turkish barber.
Have you ever had a Turkish shaving that? Like with the
wet shave
with the knife?
Yeah. It's sick. It is good. They're different. They're a different breed over there. They don't care.
What?
They have no health and safety regulations. So I'm sure arseholes aren't off limits.
Yeah.
No, but it's weird, isn't it? Muslim men are very like Islam. Ooh.
Here we go.
Hang on, this is just my career. Islam's weirdly got some major issues with homosexuality, but I also sometimes think of that area.
What do you mean? What major issues?
Don't be that. Don't be that guy. Don't be that
What are the
guy.
issues?
I'm your business partner, and I'm tied to you. So if you throw rocks in my fucking pockets, you're coming down with me.
Dan, tell me the problems that Islam has with homosexuality.
Do some reading. Come back to me.
Are you saying Muslims can't do a bit of bumming? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying Muslim men can't do anal with other Muslim men?
Look, today of all days, Adam, you fucking bellend. I think honestly, with the Turkish barbers, they'd be like, "Of course, it's your bumhole. Let me get down there." Shukran.
I reckon you've got to pay for a new knife. I don't reckon he can be using that knife on the next customer
really
as well.
makes
From your arse to his face.
Out of the utterly butterly and into Finn's arsehole. When did you get the full wet shave?
It's about 3 years ago.
Get your foot off the fucking
I'm
table.
not taking it down.
It's horrible.
Until at least halfway through.
It's horrible.
I've never been this comfortable. I feel like. Do you know what I feel like? I feel like intelligent. I feel powerful.
You look silly. Lift your leg up. Let me put a baby wipe down. There you go.
Yeah, I feel like people would come to me for advice more if I sat like this. Do you know what I mean? I look like I know stuff. I look like I'm so cocky because I've figured shit out.
You look like
Ask me anything.
You look like a substitute teacher who's trying to be one of your mates and he's showing a bit too much balls. You know, like that. Like one of the teachers who was a bit younger. Like, don't worry about me. I'm virtually one of you. Here's the outline of my testicles because I'm wearing Farrah pants.
Can substitute teachers fuck sixth formers? Or is it just permanent members of staff that are bad for me?
And what if they are... Have you enjoyed doing this pod? Do you like doing it? Do you enjoy it? Yeah. Keep that in mind. How old were you?
Is it illegal?
Yeah.
What about the head teacher?
Yeah.
He doesn't teach anyone, does he?
Yeah, he doesn't really know the kids.
Yeah, I think that's
I
going to
don't mean kids, I mean like 16 and above.
It's going to be an awkward PTA, isn't it? Look,
like if you have to sit back a year, if you're 18,
right,
you're
in upper sixth.
Upper sixth, but you've been held back a year, so you're 18, you're going to turn 19 during the
Held
school
back.
year.
That's the weirdest combo.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest combo of like American film and TV and like English sixth form. You've been held. How much fucking idiot do you have to be like, listen, Greg, You've not quite made it through lower six. Like,
Both of us.
Both of us did that.
what?
We did 3 years of sixth form.
You pair of fucking Gregs.
No, it's not that. We just didn't take it seriously, and we really enjoyed the games of footy that we used to have on the Astros. So we did 3 years of sixth form. So what I'm asking you is...
Could you fuck the head teacher in third year of sixth form?
Fosh.
In my third year, could I have fucked a teacher who was just in for 1 day and didn't teach me? If she wanted to.
Legally,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
You're an adult.
Right?
No.
Yeah.
No. It happened in our sixth form.
What?
It happened in our sixth form, didn't it?
What are you being prosecuted there for? Legally? Criminal? What
No, that
criminal?
was a gangbang, no, wasn't it?
No.
What are we even on about? What,
Oh, no,
could,
it
you,
wasn't-
what could you get prosecuted there
No,
criminally?
I don't think he got criminally prosecuted, but he lost his job and got...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not illegal to fuck an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old, is it? You're going to lose your job because I think places of higher education are going to have quite a strict code of conduct that doesn't involve you sticking your dick in a sixth former. And the argument can't be, gosh, she was held back.
You'd do better, though, if you were the sixth former.
What do you mean?
You'd work better in school, wouldn't you, if you were slapping a teacher? Like,
Slapping the teacher?
slamming.
Yeah.
If you were slamming the teacher, you're going to do good in this class, aren't you?
What's the matter?
You know what the matter is.
It's a genuine question.
No,
I was
you
just
know-
wondering,
but you know what
as
the-
a 19-year-old man, could I have fucked that substitute teacher who was in once without her getting in trouble?
No.
No. Okay, cool.
Also,
Someone wanted to know, how hard was that?
Would she want to?
Oh, she gave me a look.
Really?
Yeah. As she was walking down the corridor, she went into a room and then popped her head back into the hallway and went...
She's a classy,
And she
young lady.
she raised her eyebrows at me. She went,
What does she mean?
Waff that. Mate, you're being horrible. I don't want to smell it. That's fucking vile, Adam. It stinks. Put your foot off the table.
Yeah,
Put your
Adam
fucking
laugh.
foot off the table.
For the
you
audio
can't
listeners-
sit like that because you've got no anal control. Your
Adam laughed the
digestive
fart
system is a disgrace. You cannot sit in half of the birthing position and laugh. I am borderline, not even joking. Stop farting on the podcast. It started about 6 weeks ago and you've lost control.
yeah, I can't. Look, I'm sorry. Got IBS.
Oh, man.
It's not my fault.
He's got a problem.
Well, it's just got worse recently, hasn't it? 5-6 weeks ago.
You're discriminating against me because I can't control my bum.
Oh, yeah, you're the victim. Get on Twitter with that one. Where's my fucking COVID mask?
Oh, just breathe it in.
Oh, it's horrible.
You're an adult, man.
Oh, you are a dying wildebeest.
You're going to be wiping up baby poo in less than 2 months?
Yeah, but I love that kid that's yet to be born. This fucking sixth form banger.
Would you?
These don't go well lately.
Would you? Right. Wipe my nappy. Like if I... if I...
Broke both your ankles or something, or you were...
No, let's just say like my IBS gets out of hand, right?
So you're
And I start wearing
incapacitated.
nappies. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And Laura's gone.
You've got to stop killing off my wife in every imaginable...
I don't kill her off. She's just left you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So I've got a nappy on. And for some reason,
I'm looking after you.
I shit myself, right? In the nappy. Right.
Mm.
Would you clean me ass?
Yeah, because you're a friend and I'd want to support you.
Yeah. So like, how about this? I can't do it myself because I'm too drunk.
Right.
But we're on our way to a really important business meeting.
You're drunk and you've shit yourself.
Christ almighty. That's how Adam preps for business. 6 pints in a boozer. Is it lock? Yeah, it's a lock-in. Early morning lock-in before a meeting. Adam craps himself in an illegal Uber.
Like, you're slowly sobering me up. But you know I need me nappy cleaning before we go and meet the head of Fox. to sell the podcast to America, would you take me to a parent and child toilet?
No. I'm going to stop you there. I'm not saying it won't help. I don't know if that's the right toilet.
Right. Parent and child.
I think we might get some looks as we come out of the Asda supermarket parent and child baby change room that, fair enough, does have a changing table. I don't think it's meant for 29-year-old knobheads, though. So when we come out of there and you're like, oh, lad, thanks so much for doing that. I feel loads better. And you're slightly hot and sweaty. And I'm like, it just had to be done because it's important, innit? I think the look of fear and disgust in the actual parent's eyes with that toddler going, Mummy, why are those two men coming out of our room? I don't think it's worth it.
Right.
So, yeah.
Regular toilet then? Cubicle?
Yeah, maybe. Or just
in the
maybe
middle
in
of
a
the
bush.
toilets.
Just maybe just do it in a bush outside the Asda. Oh. Yeah, I'd help you out, No, I wouldn't. What am I on about? Of course I fucking wouldn't.
I'll clean your nappy.
Really?
Yeah.
How old do you think I am, Adam?
You're nearly 40, aren't you?
Yeah. How old do you think? How bad do you think the 30s is going to get for you? I mean, you're 40, so you're very near to like end of life care.
I've just realised I think I've shit myself in every decade of my life.
You have. There's been 3.
I think you shit yourself now. I think you might need a check.
Have you? Do you reckon you've shit yourself in every decade of your life? Have you?
What do you mean by shit yourself?
Pooed in your pants?
No.
Childhood.
Finn has.
Yes. On the way back from choir practice.
Reckon you have, Finn, yeah?
First decade on the way back from choir practice. In my 20s, I took mushrooms with a girl and we went back to hers. She was really nice. And then I'd taken so many mushrooms, I lost control of my sphincter and sharted a little bit. That was a bad moment because the mushrooms had taken an effect. But like, it's not like you shart and then you're all right. Your bum's like, I lost control, dude. You're going to have to go home. And then when I was dieting, I took Dulcolax, overdosed on laxatives. And then I pooed my pants in a car park in Sheffield. We've talked about it on previous podcasts. In my teenage years, did I? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I remember going to when you used to hang around on the park, beautiful summer's evening. It was like, will you go with my mate? And we're all 14, 15. And I knew I had the squits, but I just couldn't miss out. I had the worst FOMO ever. So I took a backpack with 2 bog rolls in preparation, and I pooed my pants in Hurstgrange Park in Penwith and Preston. So every decade. Wow. Welcome to the Have a Word podcast. If you've not watched before. Total morons.
I'm the only one who hasn't pooed himself in an adult state.
Well, what the fucking do? Like?
So did you must have done it in your
Obviously, I've done it when I was a baby.
Teenage years? 10 to 20?
Maybe when I was 10, but I don't know. Like, are you still a kid when you're 10, aren't you? So maybe. Yeah. But I've never knowingly gone off shit me pants. No. No. I can hold it, though. I can hold a wee all day and a poo all day. When he needs to go, he needs to go.
Yeah,
I've got quite IBS. A strong bladder, mate.
He's got IBS, and we talk about it more than we need to because he's a victim. Survivor.
IBS survivor.
Yeah.
Wonder if they'll ever make like a documentary about IBS. Do you reckon I'll get to present it?
Maybe,
IBS and me.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Is there like degrees of IBS?
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah.
So it's like, is it, can it be worse? Where would you, so on the IBS scale of like 1, terrible if you have like salsa, you're like, oh, I've got a bubbly tummy.
Yeah.
And then 10, just like.
I think there's one where like if you even look at someone having a milkshake.
Right.
Yeah.
Where do you think you are on the scale?
I think I'm not that high up.
Probably 6.
4, 5, 6. I'm mid-range. You know what I mean? Like, if I need to go, I can hold it for a bit. But then, like, as, yeah. But.
A bit like my 4-year-old, she's just got to the point where she goes, I need the toilet. Yeah. And then you go, she's now old enough that you can be like, hold it until we get there. But up until recently, if she went, I need the toilet, it's gone. So that's where you're at in life, I'm
a 4-year-old.
You're not far from the control of my 4-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
You could do it like a potty in your car.
I've got a potty in my car. I haven't really.
Wow, I believe that. That's sad, isn't it?
I'm 40 in a week and a half.
Where are we going? We're going to America now.
Oh, we're going big. Remember, last year we were like, right, lad, what are we doing for Dan's 40th? What are we doing? Not a goddamn thing. Laura's like, I'm really sad for you that we can't do something special. I'm like, there's been loads of people having birthdays in lockdowns this year. You just got to delay it and do something after, haven't you?
Yeah.
I'm not. It's like, it's fine. People have had worse years than me going, I'm 40. I want to have a bit of a party.
Got a little plan for you. Like,
Oh,
it's like a petting zoo, yeah. You do like petting zoos. You've said that a few times, haven't you?
what?
Yes.
Petting zoos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Like pigs and that.
What's your favourite kind of skip? 8 ton or 10?
What? Is it 10-ton skip?
It can be.
I mean, I've got an 8-ton
In
skip
amongst
right
all the
now.
bollocks, he's like, what? There's
I'm
new skips?
not even joking. If you went, Dan, I've paid for an 8-ton skip for you,
We made
and
up.
that's my present. What a fucking great present
Have
that
you
would
got
be.
stuff that needs to go in a skip?
For
I've got a Kia Sportage there, lad. I'll come and just fucking fill my car for you.
Constantly.
This is a skip on wheels.
Oh, rent me a skip.
Yeah.
I'd be so happy.
No problem.
Yeah.
Consider it done.
We're not doing presents, are we? Let's not start. We did Christmas really nicely. Let's not do birthdays as well, eh?
It was my birthday last week and I got fuck all. So
Right,
no,
great.
It was mine in January and I got fuck all as well, so.
Yeah.
When's your birthday, Finn? September. Oh, no one's asked.
Yeah. We'll be dead by then.
Sad though, isn't it, that we can't do anything, but it is getting delayed. I'm going fucking big for 40 and a half September.
With your 6-month-old child. Where you going, Daddy?
Oh shit,
Road
yeah,
trip
I'm
around
not going
America
big.
with the boys.
Yeah?
I've literally several times I've forgotten we're pregnant. It's really bad.
Really?
Laura doesn't appreciate that. You'll be surprised to hear. Not a big fan of me going, we could maybe go to Italy in the summer. And she's like, what's happening on April 27th? You're like, oh yeah, we're having a child. Sorry about that.
Why do they not like kids in Italy?
I just think by June, after a C-section, Laura's not going to be bang up for going to Italy. But it's the point is, I am so stupid that I'm like, summer's looking good in it. And I just forget that we're going to have a baby.
Yeah.
So can we say now that later in the year, we're going to do a thing for my 40th for the pod? Can we go and do a Patreon exclusive in Amsterdam?
Oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah, please.
Can we do something like that? When the old Panny D is hopefully in a lull before the third wave. Only joking. Am I?
Why don't we all go to a Turkish barber and get our bum all sorted out?
Mate.
Finn, sort it out.
That's not, although I got really excited and then remembered that for my delayed 40th for the podcast, we'd all go to a Turkish barber's, get shaved, and then be like, see you then. See you later. Finn, have you got the audio file? Right. Where can we go somewhere fun that's got a Turkish barber's?
Turkey.
Yeah, that's true. I don't want to do a 5-hour flight to get my arsehole shaved. Call me a maverick. Call me boring, but that seems excessive.
Why don't, for your birthday, me and Carl do Turkish bumhole shaving lessons and we'll shave it for you?
Oh,
I've had some.
my God.
I've had some. I can do it now.
You're going nowhere near my gooch. What about London? Why don't we? There's good Turkish barbers. There's even Turkish.
There's ones on London Road.
In Liverpool.
Right.
There's about 15 of them.
Yeah, but can we, for my delayed 40th, it's a big one, isn't it? Big landmark birthday. Might not see the next one. Can we not just go to somewhere near where you live? I want to do something a bit more exciting than that. Why don't we go to
London and get our bumhole shaved?
We'll go to Amsterdam.
How does that not sound good right now? After the year we've had, after the lockdown we've just been through and are still in, going to London on the train with you bellends would be fucking great fun. And if anyone's like, lads, where you going? Stag do? No? Anything big? You're like, we're going to get our bumhole shaved in a big city with proper Turkish people, not half Welsh ones. They're not proper.
I can't remember on the roadmap that Boris Johnson set out when the Turkish bumhole shavers are reopening. I can't remember that's 12th of April or 17th of May.
Stay home, grow your bum hair, save lives.
17th of May, that one is.
Is it? Yeah.
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 It's a big one.
Right. I am 40 and a half in September.
We're going
September
to
15th.
Amsterdam, aren't we?
Oh, do we have to go to Amsterdam?
I thought you wanted Amsterdam.
Yeah, I thought we were going to take an easier option.
Amsterdam's like 25 minutes on the plane or something.
That's not true.
What about Dublin?
Bubbling in Dublin.
Yeah, we'll get the boat.
That sounds awful.
Why?
I don't want to get a boat.
It's a booze cruise, isn't it?
No. No, it's not. A booze cruise is when you go to France and bring beer home. Not when you just get on a boat to Dublin and get bevied.
Have you heard us like literally like, where do we want to go to get our arsehole shaved? And everyone's like, there is still coronavirus and it's still a threat. We're like, yeah. I know. International travel's not going to be easy. You're going to need a passport. But my arsehole's not shaving itself.
I think it's Amsterdam. We all do space cakes and never smoke. And we just record.
I'm not smoking.
Oh, we just do cakes then?
Yeah.
And we record it?
Yeah.
Right.
And we'll do some crack.
Yeah.
Always with crack. Heroin. Should we do heroin? Once you've had a space cake, you might as well have heroin.
Who isn't?
Would you try heroin ever?
You've asked that question.
You've literally
14 to 15 times.
And
I
no.
always forget your answer.
He's so rude.
So you wouldn't try it now?
No. Do you need a coffee, babes?
No, I'm fine. I'm sound.
Try heroin. Would you?
Would you try it?
If you're on a date?
If I promise it's not heroin, pinky promise, right? If we're in Amsterdam and I was like...
So September, we're doing it as a Patreon exclusive. We want some content. We're always out about content.
Well, I get to provide all the drugs.
This is Adam's idea of content. Adam gets to pick, right?
Yeah, so I just get to give you a drug and go, it's not heroin. Don't worry.
No.
Would you try it?
No.
Why?
No, because I don't trust you at all.
Because it's definitely heroin.
Yeah. Also, how can you take heroin? What, in like fucking tablet form?
No, you inject it, don't you?
Right. So that narrows down what it could be then, innit?
Yeah, so
Here's a needle.
I'm not going to give you heroin. I'll give you like crack or...
Why are you talking about drugs? You don't know what you're on about.
No.
I'll just give you a line of weed. I'll give you one tablet of crack. And it could be a tablet of weed.
One drugs.
It's one drug. You just take a half of drugs. I would love to see you freak out the drug dealers of Amsterdam as you wandered around trying to buy drugs that you knew nothing about. Lad, how can I help you? Lad, can I have one drugs? Maybe two drugs. How much are drugs? How much is drugs each? How many euro is a drug? And do they all come in cake form? Can I have? I've heard of space cakes.
Can I have a crack muffin?
Can I have a crack muffin? I want
a heroin scone. You got any heroin scones, lad?
LSD meringue.
LSD meringue.
Ayahuasca custard cream.
LSD meringue sounds like a Europa League team, doesn't it?
What? What?
LSD meringue. It sounds like
merengue. LSD merengue.
Difficult to get a win at their ground, innit? LSD meringue.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Adam trying to like be all cool, like, yeah, you're right, lad, you're right. Yeah. Have you got any ecstasy flapjacks?
Are you telling me you wouldn't have an ecstasy flapjack?
Yes.
Yeah.
I absolutely would. But I'm telling you what, the first one would be fine. When you were like, these aren't working, I think we need a second ecstasy flapjack. That would be some brutal chewing when you're all dehydrated and semi-high. Be fucking, and it would make, I'd love to be in the nightclubs with like cool DJs going, all these hot birds knocking about, and these bellends with fucking crumbs everywhere going, I can't get through the second flapjack. Oh, God, there's a water.
Can someone please send us in ecstasy flapjacks or heroin scones?
Send us heroin in the post.
Oh my God. Right. Let's crack a window. Let's get some fresh air in here. Have a word with our Lord and Saviour, and then we'll be back. We've got some good questions.
What's happening, guys? Are you on board the CBD oil train yet? Whether you are or you aren't, you should head to supremecbd.uk, one of the official sponsors of the Have a Word podcast, and get yourself some premium CBD oil product. From gummy bears to the oil itself, this stuff has got a million uses. It can help with anxiety, it can help you sleep, it can help with aches and pains. It's really, really brilliant. It's been helping me and a lot of other people. Now, if you go to supremecbd.uk and use the special promo code WORD, that's WORD, you get 30% off everything you order, and they slide us a little bit of money for sending you their way. That's how sponsorship works. They sponsor the podcast, we push you their way. It's a money game, baby, but you're going to get money off your CBD. And what's better than money off? Nothing. Go get it. supremecbd.uk.
Welcome back. Right, so we have had a email. We have many emails. haveawordpod@gmail.com. Joey Russell, shout out. You've really put the effort in on this one, and I appreciate you, man. You basically made a fucking load of prep easier by doing a load of prep yourself. What's happening, Adam Johnson, Daniel De Rossi, Carlos Tevez, and Doctor Who nonce? Wow.
I don't like
Joey's...
Adam Johnson being a real paedophile in that.
You used to get called Carlos Tevez in school, though, didn't you?
I did. I used to get called Tevez in school.
Ooh, he's not a
Me football and skill.
He's not a pretty footballer, is he?
It's because I looked Argentinian and I was really good at footy.
Oh,
It was, yeah.
He's not the Argentinian you want to be compared to, really, is he?
Batistuta.
He's tenacious.
Going to be Batistuta. Beautiful.
Batistuta is a very handsome man.
Yeah.
Paulo Dybala.
Do you reckon, yeah?
He's a good-looking lad, yeah.
He's Italian, though. I know he's Argentinian, isn't he? Who am I thinking of? I was thinking of Baggio. Sorry.
What the fuck is going on here, lad?
I was thinking of Baggio then. This shithead.
One of my favourite Argentinians ever played right back for Inter Milan.
Zanetti.
Yeah.
Javier Zanetti.
Really good player.
Really good footballer. Yeah.
He says, we've got a quick fire round for you. Joey Russell has done a quick fire round for each of us, and he's made it specific.
Who's gone first?
Adam.
Oh.
Adam.
Hey!
Would you rather? Got to choose one. You live and die by the WYR.
Is this quick fire answers?
No, it's whatever's funny. Come
Okay.
on, we know what we're doing, don't we? Adam, would you rather the Reds finishing below Everton this season, or when you get your arsehole waxed?
When?
Joey, are you in our minds? When did you send the email, Joey? We've only just recorded the first section. Fucking hell. When you get your arsehole waxed, she sticks the strip to your balls as well. So.
That's dead easy.
So I got a 2-for-1.
If you know qualms about having waxing strips on your testicles.
No. Why would you? That'd be sound, wouldn't it?
No.
Save me a fucking
No.
angle in the bath. I don't like staring into my own
Do you know with waxing, the whole thing is that the skin doesn't go with it.
Yeah.
Your balls will go with.
Why?
She might literally have a strip of waxing strip and your two testicles.
Why?
Because there's too much give, isn't there?
Yeah.
No, mine are quite neat, like tucked.
Mine
Mine are just like two little tiny knees.
What?
Honestly, I knew you backed yourself into a corner and you didn't know what to say, but that was one of the most mental things you've ever said. My balls are like two tiny knees. They are. Okay, crazy person.
My balls are more like knees than eggs in socks.
Right. So apparently, Joey, who's got the phone on? I heard a badunk.
It was me, sorry.
Right.
It's gone off now.
Very unprofessional.
Sorry.
So apparently, anything but the Reds finishing below Everton.
I'd lose one bollock for Liverpool to get Champions League football and sign Mbappe.
Right.
I'd happily lose a bollock for that.
Liverpool's season now.
You don't need both bollocks.
No, you don't.
If anything, having one just below your dick is more convenient, clothing-wise, isn't it? And like sitting-wise.
What?
Like, it'd be more streamlined if we just had one.
Oh, hang on. You're not talking about losing a ball. You're talking about if, like, genetically, we just had one.
No, I'm saying I'd happily lose one.
But you're going to lose left or right, so it's going to sit left or right,
yeah, but
isn't it?
like they only sit left and right because they're sort of leaning on each other, don't they?
You think it's going to pop right
do
down into
that.
this? Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I guess it's you know.
You know
You
what I
don't have to
mean?
draw it.
What's he trying to do?
I'm trying to do a ball
We
diagram.
all get the imagery though.
Yeah,
It's
so
not
like they're
dead
leaning on each other.
complicated.
Like,
You won't get it. I've got to show you. Right, take
like Newton's cradle.
Yeah, it's just like that. Take the. Oh, these are your balls.
Yeah,
So they sit there.
yeah, but they're not
You
round.
lose your left ball,
Yeah.
and this one just drops in place.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Well, I'd rather lose the right one actually, but that's getting in the weeds, isn't it?
And that's for Mbappe.
Yeah,
Kylian Mbappe.
I'd sell a bollock.
Oh my god.
But I would have Haaland though.
Imagine if he was shit.
Yeah,
And
Or
then
just
you
got
were
it- or did his-
infertile,
Did his
that'd be
crucius
fucking-
pre-season
Oh my
he
god.
does play against
playing
French
against
orphans.
LSD fucking meringue.
Yeah.
His crucius.
Adam, would you only be able to wear Have a Word merch all day, every day? Something very hip hoppy about that line. All day, every day. Or have to be bolloco for every pod. I don't know. I don't want him to be naked for every pod. I'm going to change that to you have to be topless for every podcast record. So, Have a Word merch or all the it's about to go down.
I want me hoodie.
Get you.
There he is.
Broadcasting.
Get your fucking tits out.
No.
So what would you go? Merch or
merch?
topless? Yeah. You won't go Bert Kreischer. You won't go the machine of podcasting.
What he's forgetting is I design the merch. So all I'd have to do is just copy an All Saints jacket design and put a Have a Word logo on the back.
And wear that for your wedding.
There you go.
Right. You'd look such a cunt in that, wouldn't you?
Why?
Well, because that's a nice jacket with a Have a Word logo. Like
Yeah,
in
but I
the.
just put the
in the-
logo like at the very back on the neck.
Oh,
Doesn't have to be
he's
fucking-
cheating. He's got.
Yeah.
He's basically cheated.
I
Yeah,
need
yeah.
to find loopholes in every question so that my life is easy.
Right. Or would you rather, last one, have a voice like you've been inhaling helium normally, in normal life?
Yeah.
All day, every day, yeah?
Yeah.
But as soon as you get in the bedroom,
Oh.
you sound like Barry White. Or
Was Jario on Rick Ross?
sounded like a bronchial pensioner.
Barry White in the bedroom is handy, innit?
Or a voice like Barry White all day, every day. But once you get in the bedroom, for the love times, for the sex of times, you got the Tiny Tim voice.
Yeah, see, you've got to be Barry White in the bedroom. I wouldn't mind walking around with a helium voice in general.
Well, you're done on this podcast, aren't you?
Why? You couldn't do the podcast if I was talking like this.
No.
I know.
Your career would be in the
No,
fucking
I can
bin.
make it work. I can make it work.
You'd be in the
I
bin.
can make it work. I could do it. But
I'm
I couldn't. It'd be very hard to make a woman come while you're out like this.
You just
Jesus
don't
Christ.
talk.
This
You
is
miss
so
it.
like, this is like doing a podcast with Phil Walker. No, I don't think so.
This isn't helium, it's all Phil, innit?
Yeah. And
No, but that's about it.
you're changing your accent
No,
as
that's
well.
yeah, you're going Lancashire
Yeah.
for some reason.
I
like-
don't know why. You're all right. I don't know. I've got helium. There we go. That's better, isn't it?
Now you're doing the Wirral.
Yeah, you're doing very well there.
Yeah. High Lake.
Just do you with helium.
I don't know how to.
Would you not be better doing sexy like, hey, welcome to the Have a Word podcast?
But imagine talking to a woman all night in a bar with that voice, and then you get it in the bedroom, and now you're talking like this. She'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Where's Barry White gone?" And get
Also-
that fucking green costume off.
I wish I could fly right into the sky, but I can't.
I reckon you do squeaky in real
If a
life.
woman loves you,
Yeah.
if your partner loves you,
Yeah.
she'll be able to put up with the squeaky bedroom. She'll just be like, Adam, please don't make any noise during sex. No, you have to be like, don't.
Yeah, but I always shout when I come. So
What you shout?
Silly person. I mean, it was a silly question, but he's really, really.
Shouts when he comes.
I normally shout, "I'm fucking done, get off me." I just
Oh.
go, "Fucking done, get off me." That's as I'm coming. But if you're shouting like that when "I'm fucking done, get off me," the neighbours are gonna think you've got a fucking kid trapped, haven't they?
Jesus Christ. I'm fucking done. Get off me. Dan, these are the quick fire ones. Would you rather never wear a hat again or never watch NFL ever again? the hat would be off straight away. I don't wear the hat a lot. I just, on the podcast, I wear the hat. And on stage, I wear the hat.
I like your head.
Thanks, mate. Yeah. But I could not give up the NFL. It's my hobby. It's like all I listen to on podcasting is maybe a bit of like Segura and Your Mum's House. And
you look harder with your hat off.
Is that the skinhead thing?
I just think, yeah, when you've got your cap on, and especially with the headphones as well, you sort of, you look harmless.
Harmless.
Yeah.
That's good, though.
Yeah. But take them both off for us.
No.
Why?
I don't want to.
I want you to take everything off and frown.
You didn't get your tits out.
If you do all that, I'll get my tits off.
That's my version of nudity, is taking these glasses off, this hat off, and these headphones off. If you go topless, I'll go headless.
You go headless first, I'll go topless.
Do it at the same time.
No.
Same time.
You do it.
Go on.
You do
I'm not doing it. I'm not getting my tits out on it. These fucking images live forever. I can't start an OnlyFans if my tits are already out there.
Great, really good business model. Don't give him any tits for free, babe. It's your body. Would you rather a night with your dream woman or a night free of wife and kids, soon to be kids?
Surely they coincide. You're not just bringing Pixie Lot out for a family dinner and a pizza, are you?
You get a night with your dream woman, but she's got to come and stay with you in your house with your heavily pregnant missus. Laura, I know you're upset. Yes, you're 7 weeks away from the C-section, but it's a would you rather, and I take them seriously, madam. Honestly, a night free of wife and kids is I don't want it loads. I wouldn't want it all the time, but it's such a treat. It's such a treat, and then you just do nothing.
You have a shout one, can't you?
What is this thing? It's very quiet, sinister, my self-time.
Oh, no. You need to let yourself go because you'll really enjoy it. No, just like animalistic.
What if you said
screaming? Imagine like what a wolf sounds like when its legs caught in a bear trap. Try and sound like that while you're wanking, and it just adds another layer to it.
Where the fuck did that come from? No, what I do is I shout, I'm done, get off me! Even when I'm just on my own.
Get off.
Favourite team win the Premier League or favourite team win the Super Bowl?
Watford winning the Premier League or the Saints win the Super Bowl?
Saints winning the Super Bowl could have happened 3 times in the last 4 years if we hadn't been fucking unlucky and not quite good enough. Definitely good enough in terms of squad, in terms of roster. I enjoyed Leicester winning the Premier League in 2016 so fucking much. I just found it massively entertaining. I think it might have been the point. I tried to work out when football drifted for me, and it was probably the start of the downward turn. And when we all stood in that pub in Liverpool, and you, me, and your brother watched Watford get hammered, what felt like 17-0 by City. I think that might have been the point, because the next season Watford were like, had PTSD from that cup final and then went down. Yeah, I think if Watford won the Premier League, considering we're third in the second tier, it would be pretty entertaining. Did you find, I know you support other Premier League teams, did you find that entertaining when Leicester got a run on that year? Like, it was pretty remarkable, wasn't it? Like,
yeah, no, it was good as a football fan to see an absolute rank outsider do something like that.
A team that at the start of the previous season had been in the relegation zone at the start of the year, hadn't they?
Yeah, but
Promoted the season before.
Yeah, they got promoted, just avoided relegation and then won the league. The thing is, they were good. Leicester were good. And I don't want to take anything away from them, but I think it is quite easy to. Because I think they benefited from the fact that every other team was weirdly in the same transitional period and was really bad. Like every other team was breaking in new players or a new manager or whatever.
So most seasons they would have been second maybe behind
They'd have
the
probably
Arsenal,
been third
Chelsea,
or
Man
fourth.
United.
Like,
Well, they won it with
over
what, 82 points?
Yeah,
less?
81 I think
81?
it was. Like that'll get you third this season.
City are like 2-3 games off that now, probably. What is City on, 60 odd?
Mate, there's been a lot of Premier League titles won with 81 points, haven't there, over the years, but recently it's been maybe higher scoring, yeah.
I think they benefited from that, and I think they also, and I don't mean in
if you come out with a conspiracy here,
No, it's not a conspiracy.
I think they're into Thai-based voodoo. No. Hillary Clinton has been to the King Power.
I think they benefited from... There was a lot of teams that had fuck all to play for who I don't think were that arse when they lost to Leicester. Because it was...
Fair enough.
Do you know what I mean? I think like teams in mid-table were going 1 or 2-0 down to Leicester and going, but they'll probably win the league and that'll be funny, won't it?
Yeah, fair enough. I just think from an independence point of view, one of the reasons I love the NFL is the way their system is set up. It empowers the crap teams and it levels out the best teams. Everyone's got the same wages and you can't buy players. If you generate money as a business, you can only put it into your stadium and your facilities. You cannot buy players, you cannot buy contracts beyond the NFL's mandatory $185 million a year for your roster of 53. And it means it's incredible how it regenerates. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were objectively one of the shittest teams in the league 4 years ago. The Kansas City Chiefs were rank the worst team in the league 8-9 years ago. They got the first overall pick. And now we're in an era where they are the 2 Super Bowl teams. And it regenerates that quickly. And football, one of its failings, it's you can never change it, it's part of it, is the Giants are huge. People can invest into them. There can be a lucky run or whatever. But really, the Giants will always be Giants. And there's teams, especially Watford size, if we get an amazing player, like the last one we had that was tremendous was Ashley Young, someone goes, fuck, he's good. Nice one. There's 9 million quid. We'll have that.
Yeah.
And it keeps the small club small. And then once in a while, there is a team, and don't get me wrong, the Leicester owners aren't poor, and you pronounce their surname... Yeah. I'm not even going to attempt it.
Begins with a V, doesn't it?
But they just put this run together where, as a supporter of a smaller team, like I watched Leicester and Watford play in 97, 98, when Watford were managed by Martin O'Neill at Vicarage Road. We went down and they went up that season. They're a lower, smaller team, basically. And to watch them win, you're right, all of those factors, found that very entertaining. Even though I'm not a Leicester fan. And one of my biggest regrets, and I'm a fucking muppet for this, they did their tour around the city, you know, when they do the trophy parade, and it was on Monday, it was a bank holiday Monday, and I lived in Towton, which is about half an hour on the train, and the train, I could have got Laura to drive me 10 minutes, and I could have got the train half an hour, and I would have been there. And I said to myself, I'm just going to go to Leicester. I'm going to have a wander around just to see the energy of the city that day and see what it's like. And in the end, I was like, I can't be bothered. And I've kicked myself. The two that would have been the second opportunity, Eddie Brimson, who we had on a few weeks ago, I forgot this. And after the episode, I remembered we were doing Cardiff Glee. I was doing Cardiff Glee, and he was doing Cardiff Jongleurs on the same weekend. We'd met the year before, and often, you know this, at comedy clubs, if some guys are at one and some guys at the other, you'll meet up on the Saturday, maybe get lunch, a coffee, get some lunch. And it was the FA Cup final on the Saturday. And he went, have you ever been to an FA Cup final? I was like, no. So if you don't know, Wembley got rebuilt, and for about 6, 7, 8 years, all the cup finals were in Cardiff. And the Millennium Stadium, Cardiff, is right next to the city centre, which makes it even more special, because you're literally train station town, you look round and there's a fucking 80,000 seat stadium. And he was like, let's walk round the stadium. Let's walk round the town on cup final day. And he took me on a little loop. We walked round all the Liverpool fans. There was fucking loads of them. We saw these guys with a Rafa Benitez painting, like a mural, and they were walking around, and they had bells. And they went, make way! Make way! And everyone was like, hey, fucking Rafa!
I'm telling you right now that they weren't from Liverpool.
Right, well, fair enough. But the bars were teeming, and it was all the Reds on one side. And he went, yeah. And Eddie's like, you know, from Watford, he was like, yeah, the energy will be great. Watch this. And you're walking around, it's really friendly. Cardiff's a fun town, it's buzzing. And literally Eddie went round the corner, he went, right, we're going to go to the West Ham bit. Feel the energy with these miserable cunts, right? And as soon as we got around the corner, it was all claret and blue, and it was like, and I'm so chuffed that he took me for that loop around the stadium, around the little part of town, and I should have done it that day for Leicester winning the league, because it would have just been great to be in amongst a small city who's like, we won the fucking league. So, Carl.
Yeah.
God, it's been a very football-y one, hasn't it? Carl, Everton top 4 or Liverpool bottom 3? What would you rather?
Everton top 4.
That's really positive, that, because that's Liverpool going down.
I don't want Everton to get relegated, you know. This is like a common, like, we've been asked stuff like this before, and I get it on Twitter every now and then, like, someone will just send me a message. I love Everton being there. And I, like, last week when we lost to them, horrendous, awful, whatever. But, like, and I'm not stoking the fires here. I sort of like that there's a slightly worse team from right by ours that we get to take the piss out of a bit. And getting to play them twice a year is always fun. And genuinely, if Everton won something, I'd be made up for him and the Everton fans are my mates. I don't hate Everton. I think they're quite
As
a
I say,
good
I
club.
went to the 05 Champions League. My brothers are red. I went to the 05 Champions League parade, and Carragher was my cousin's mate. I wore his Champions League medal for like half an hour when I went to his house.
I wonder if Man United fans felt the same until about 2009. Like, I like having City there, play them better than when they're in League One, and then all of a sudden, here comes Abu Dhabi with a fuckload of money.
Like, footy for me is about rivalries and stuff. Like, I enjoy it. I wouldn't want them to not be there. I'd hate to be a one club town like Leeds or Newcastle.
Yeah, just like, that's
we
very
all support
true.
Leeds, don't we? Like, it's just a bit boring to me.
Yeah, and then they hate everyone. I've never known a team hate more other clubs than Leeds. Like, we hate all the shitty teams in Yorkshire. Bradford, fuck off. Huddersfield, fuck off. And we also hate Newcastle, United, Liverpool. Like, they've seen Chelsea, fucking scum. Like,
when we beat them last week, I could think about, like, we were watching it with his little brother. His little brother was raging. Like, oh, I can't believe we fucking lost to Everton. And I was like, I couldn't give a fuck about you right now in Liverpool. This is about Everton.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Liverpool, and watching you two, it's quite good rivalry. It's not like really nasty, is it? We've talked about that before.
No.
Just think sport rivalry is fun. Like, it's meant to be fun. You're not meant to actually want to kill someone for liking a different football team than you.
There's a lot of Liverpool fans who do hate Everton fans, and there's an awful lot of Everton fans who are really aggressively.
Yeah, but when it
towards
boils
Liverpool.
down to it, we're all Scousers at the end of the day, and we are very fucking resolute together.
Yeah. Whereas, just take a trip up the fucking M6, by the way, and it gets a little different, innit?
Yeah.
It's not like up there, you're like, oh, I'll tell you what, it's a fucking nightmare on Old Firm Day. She's a fucking Celtic fan, I'm a Rangers fan. That's not how that works, is it?
Is it not? Is there no, like, inter-family?
Very much. It's generational, isn't it?
It's also religious based.
I know
isn't
it's
it?
religious,
Like,
yeah.
I think it's a bit more.
At the end of the day, we're all
talking out
Scousers, so
of
it gets to a point where.
Yeah, but they're all Glaswegians.
Yeah, no, but as you're saying, there's not any other extenuating circumstances.
If I could give us, talking about my 41st, all football's on next, and I can get us 4 tickets, flights, and everything to a derby. Which derby are we all going to?
We wouldn't. Lads.
Are you fucking kidding?
You might get away
I
with
know
it.
you want your arsehole shaved. Galatasaray, is it Fenerbahce?
Yeah.
Galatasaray.
We wouldn't last 10 minutes.
No, we will.
You
We'll get a half and half scarf so that both teams like us.
You two would. Oh, yeah? Oh, right, yeah, they'd love that. I'd love to see, is it Boca River Plate?
Oh, yeah, but that's just the same, innit? It's the
Worse.
same violence.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Let's just go and watch.
St.
Like-
Livingston.
Yeah. Let's go and watch Portsmouth play
Southampton.
their own reserves.
I'd like to go to an Old Firm,
Yeah, I would.
as in like experience it, because that's rivalry, innit?
Which end would you want to sit in?
I wouldn't choose one. I'd stand in the
The
middle of the pitch.
home team.
home end.
Home team. I'm going to play the numbers and go home team. Well, it's at Ibrox. Fucking fuck you, the hoops. Yeah, all right.
I'd like to experience it from a box or something.
Also, the Classico. God, we talk football more than we've ever talked football.
Yeah.
You'd love to see Real Madrid, Barcelona.
Yeah, but it's
Come
so
on, man.
touristy though.
So, like, I know, but like that's like going. Oh, there's no point going like to Rome. It's so touristy. You're still in Rome. You don't have to be a chump about it.
Yeah.
I think it's the most. That's the calmest derby.
Roma,
isn't it?
Lazio.
Yeah, if you go like you might get stabbed there, but it'd be fucking.
Be fun, wouldn't it?
I'd like to. Yeah, I think I'd like to watch Argentina and watch them, but like safe.
Yeah, I honestly thought you were going to say Portsmouth, Southampton, which can get a bit tasty.
Yeah, they all can, can't they? Like, they all can.
But yeah, Everton top 4 over Liverpool going down. Why? I don't give a fuck about them. It's all about Everton.
Carl, only be able to speak and understand Japanese,
Okay.
but you have to live in England. Or you can only speak English and you live in Japan, but you can't learn any of their language.
I did that one.
Yeah. Would you do that again?
Yeah, I did it.
No, but would you rather
The
do
alternative is wandering around Asda, not knowing what any of the fucking aisles have got in, looking at packets going, the fuck's a patatas fritas?
Patatas.
What? How can you be mentioning that?
Call back?
I lived in Japan for the year and didn't speak Japanese. It's that easy.
Carl, would you rather someone cut you up every time you drive? Or nope, I did not read that one properly. Or have
a child using your balls as a speed bag for 1 minute of every day.
Or a young Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
A child. How old? How old?
Like 8.
An 8-year-old Mike Tyson.
No, an 8-year-old child. Random child.
But an 8-year-old child doesn't know how to speed bag.
Oh, yeah. So it'll just... Yeah, just show him. Before you, yeah, come here. Timmy.
Is it in private?
Timmy, I know you're dying. Come here. Right.
Is it in private?
Yeah. So you either have to get cut up every time you drive, or you have to private. You have to have you have to balls privately speed bag. But I think probably with a legal guardian for the child.
The speed bag, my balls.
Just once.
Yeah, I hate my road rage. I hate my road rage. I wish.
Oh shit!
I don't want to.
It's for 1 minute a day.
A minute of.
Yeah.
Oh god, that'd ruin your mornings, wouldn't it? Coffee.
I get cut up every day anyway. So basically, it's: do you want to live the life you have now, or do you want to get punched in the balls for a minute every day?
It has to be
by an 8-year-old child.
Like maybe like once a minute for the day I get cut up. Because everyone gets cut up every time they drive, don't they?
No, not every time.
Oh, I like that one for Finn.
Drive over the Runcorn Bridge and you'll see.
Can I ask him?
Finn, you've got 2 for Finn.
Yeah, you've only got 2.
No, you've not got 2. But Joey got a third one.
Yeah.
And now I wish I'd not deleted it. It was like, I can't think of a third one. How many leeks would you stuff up your ass as a Welshman? It just got weirdly like anti-Welsh. And I won't have that because we're a podcast of equality.
Fuck those dragon shagging cunts.
Dragon shagging.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Got it on the flag, haven't you?
How do you pronounce dragon?
In Welsh?
Yeah.
I'm not actually sure what dragon is in Welsh.
Dragon.
Dragon. Yeah.
There you go.
Sure.
If you could take the place of Adam, Dan, or Carl on the podcast, who would you choose?
Oh, that is a good one.
Carl.
I'm not funny enough off the cuff to do
But
that.
you've got to replace one of us.
Basically, would you rather replace me or Dan, or sit there?
Or do the job you're doing now, few more responsibilities, more money.
Would you rather?
Finn is so young and nice that he genuinely looked at Carl like, oh no, I'm worried about what I'm going to say. Like Carl's going to be like, right, we're going to just go to the break. Lad. You know.
Yeah, no, it's Carl. Yeah.
Well done, lad.
And would you rather be the Doctor in Doctor Who, or be an alive and kicking John Lennon? Oh. I don't know who he's kicking.
It's John Lennon. It's John Lennon. It's just because it's unattainable, isn't it?
Ono, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. It's a very weird one to say, would you rather be John Lennon?
Why?
What a strange daydream. What a strange
Fine, just
hypothetical.
let him
That's my
Let 'em
fantasy.
be.
That's genuinely
Let
my
'em be.
fantasy.
So
Let him be.
your soul is put into John Lennon,
I'd love that.
who is now not John Lennon. No. So you have to live his life, right? So it's like, say, peak John Lennon, post Beatles, early 70s.
Yeah.
You are in his body, and everyone's like, John, will you perform Imagine for us? And you're like, oh fuck, I'm a 24-year-old Welshman.
I know how to play Imagine on the piano. I'd be all right.
Yeah, so do I. I can do it
sing.
on the keyboard.
I can sing, so I'd be comfortable with that. I know most of John Lennon's repertoire on the guitar.
How fucking confident have you got to be like, I can play Imagine on a keyboard, and I'm a singer. I can be John Lennon.
That's the most.
No one will know a fucking thing. It'll be like when they replaced Paul McCartney with that lookalike. You know when Paul McCartney died, and they got that lookalike guy in?
Yeah, Billy Shears.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could do it.
What would you rather see live? No, it's John Lennon, isn't it? John Lennon, just John Lennon, Trump,
John Lennon
Doctor
or Doctor Who live? Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah, one of the live recordings.
So a Doctor Who stage show, West End Doctor Who, or the greatest songwriter of all time, reincarnated. Go.
Such a shit question. Could you imagine Doctor Who?
Would you rather actually be God or go for a nice walk?
Oh God. I didn't realise you were such a John Lennon fan.
Oh yeah, no. When I speak to people, they say I'm a bit weird because I know he was a bad guy, but he's the closest thing.
Why was he bad?
He used to beat his wives and stuff.
But what did they do?
Oh God. Today of all days. Today of all days. So pleased with himself as well. Look at him fucking. Don't worry about it. I've got corporates on soon. Selfish, smelly prick.
So yeah, he was.
Imagine all the podcasts that we could have done. You may say that we're bellends, but we're not the only ones.
I hope someday you'll join Patreon.
Oh, gentlemen. What a pleasure it has been. We'll see you after the break with one of the great white hopes of Northwest comedy, Simon de Wozniak.
Yeah, gonna be good to have Simon in it.
I've wanted him on for ages. One of my favourites. Good lad. So, see you after the money peeps.
And lids, do you like a cheeky little gamble on the old sporting world? Well, I do, but I'm sick of getting beat by the bookies. Now, I've been going to bettinggods.com since they started sponsoring this podcast. They're a great sponsor to have on board, and they are the best tipsters in the betting game. Anything from tennis to ice hockey to footy, rugby, horse racing. If you want tips when it comes to betting, head to bettinggods.com right now, and they've got all sorts to help you beat the bookies and get a few winners. Go get some winners. Don't be a loser. You don't want to be losing your bets. You want to be winning your bets. Bettinggods.com. They're going to help you do that. We're back.
Oh, yeah, we are.
We're back. It's beer o'clock.
Oh, I know. As soon as you said it, I was like, Adam.
It's
Bantosaurus Rex.
This podcast is proudly sponsored by Birra Moretti, La Authentica Premium Lager. Go to birramoretti.com/have-a-word-pod.
And you'll get fuck all for free.
But go to Beer 52 still.
Are they still sponsoring you?
Beer 52.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't really have anything to lose by sponsoring us because they only pay us if people sign up.
Right.
So people get sign up. They have to pay the postage and they get a crate, and then you can cancel. But like, to be fair to Beer 52, it's not a one-click cancel, and I think that
you have to do it on the phone.
Fair to say,
They're cunts, aren't they?
But to be
Amazon are like that, aren't they?
They're in Edinburgh going, listen, we gave you a fucking creative beer. You at least speak to us to fuck us off. So you do have to ring, and there's a lovely woman who's like, oh no, you won't be wanting to leave Beer 52.
Really?
You're like, I really do want to leave.
Kelly. Yeah, she's.
Oh, come on. I mean, what's an evening without a craft IPA?
So you got to ring them to cancel every year?
Yeah, and then they go, yeah, no worries. It's not like, they're not like angry fucking
Are they the only ones
Baz.
you've got?
No, we've got loads of
You got
sponsors.
Manscaped, haven't you?
Got Manscaped. We've
Simon,
got Betting Gods.
It looks like we've gone, Simon, just before you start, just mention all the sponsors. They'll be really good.
Bettinggods.com, Supreme CBD. Who else?
Birra Moretti.
Front runner.
Who do we want? Never mind who we got. Who do we want?
I want a beer.
Millennium
and I want
Lube.
a butt plug.
Heineken. Run Heineken.
Quinn's got the sex toys, hasn't he?
Oh, I've got their number.
Freddie Quinn. He got, because he's a TikToker. I mean, he looks 50,
I know, yeah,
but he's on TikTok. He got a box of sex toys. A gifted from a sex company. Is that right?
I think it's weird
That's
that
so-
Freddie's on TikTok, and I know he's not here to defend himself, and we shouldn't be slagging Freddie Quinn off because he's our friend and stuff, right? But he's gone on the young person's platform, and of all the comedians I know, if you told me one of them had fucked a 15-year-old,
Yeah.
I'd go Freddie.
I really think you've got TikTok not as sorted in your head.
Everyone's on it now, and I can't.
It's such a.
I'd rather not.
My wife is so into TikTok.
What, the dancing and that I'm watching? I like watching that. I'm not, don't get me wrong.
I'd fucking love to
I've
see
seen
you
15
do a
minutes
TikTok
where I'm
dance.
just there.
Is
Literally,
you? Bust it. Bust it.
44 minutes.
Why have you got
one more?
Yeah, why have you got an extra large jumper when you can clearly wear a small? Because I suffer from something called titties.
Yeah.
I've watched a few of them. Like,
Just the
I still like
young Asian girls.
The
that you
OG
think,
one from
fuck
last year
me.
where it was like 3 Asians going,
Yeah.
Baby. ah, na, 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 na.
I think Freddie, like every other comic, can do what the fuck he wants in a panny D.
Yeah.
And make some money
Oh, I'm
wherever
not
you
saying
can.
it's just something that I go, I can't do that. Like that's, I can't.
Simon, you, as much as I know and respect your work, I don't see you as the next TikTok comedian from the Northwest.
No, I don't see that. happen.
Doesn't fit with your.
No.
Every time I see you in that jacket, I take the piss out of it. And it's just,
Dice Clay.
yeah,
It's me Dice Clay
It's
jacket.
his Dice Clay
Is that I was
jacket.
going on here to do a few
Ow!
nursery rhymes. That's what I wanted to do. That was it.
You were doing them last time we were out, weren't you?
Yeah, it was.
Little
yeah,
Miss
yeah.
Muffet sat on my fucking dick.
Yeah. Oh. Do you know the nursery rhymes?
The only reason I know Dice Clay is because I listen to American podcasts, and they all hold him in such like esteem, don't they?
Yeah.
He's for Rogan and Burr. He was the comic that was smashing it on TV at like in his late 20s, at 30, when they were all like working jobs at 18, 19.
Yeah.
So Burr talks about him in like legendary ways. Like they'd all come into work and they'd all
Have
repeat
you
what
heard
they
the
saw.
day the laughter died? Have you heard a bit of that?
Yeah.
When he does 3 hours in a comedy club, not listed or anything, and just turns up on like a Wednesday or something. There's like 30 people, and people don't even know who he is. And this
Is it in Dangerfield?
Yeah, I think so. It's just after he did the Madison Square Gardens thing, and and there's like 30 people there, just a random sort of night. No one knew who he was, or they weren't a fan of him, and he's just put out this thing in his agent was like, if you do this, you're done, because he did like three hours in 3 nights.
Rogan always quotes it because at some point, in some
funny.
point of the
So funny to
3-hour
listen to.
audio, someone from like Minnesota goes, "You're about as funny as a glass of milk," and Rogan's never got over that as the funniest thing you could ever keep in your own failed special.
Yeah, Dice Clay, that special was...
So why did he put that out as he spoke about it?
I've no idea. I've no idea. No, I can't remember. He was on Rogan talking about it, but I've no idea why he did that. I think
Andrew
because he was so
Dice Clay.
famous and he'd done like 70,000 or whatever it was. In
Yeah, I think cocaine might have had something to do with it as well.
Do you know Carl?
What gave you the confidence to whack out a 3-hour piece of shit?
Interestingly, Carl Donnelly told me that if he ever does a special, he wants to release 2 versions of it. One is like filmed in front of his fans who love it, and another one is filmed in front of people who actively don't like him, to show people the exact same material.
Takes balls, that though, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's such a great B-side.
Yeah.
What a B-side.
Yeah.
What, seeing the show go badly?
Well, to be like, hear it, you could even do it 3 times. I'm not adding, that's a genius idea by Carl. I fucking love Carl Donnelly. He is such a good comedian and a sound guy and an interesting original voice. And I love like he's the only vegan that I really like. He makes veganism seem well less annoying. I'd love it if you did it in a theatre.
Leather jacket, innit?
In a theatre,
piss him off.
like a proper special in a theatre, then like a 2,000-seater, then one in a hot water size club, and then one in front of a crowd that didn't know you and weren't keen. What a brilliant like.
What about an open mic night?
Yeah,
Just doing it, turn up at some 10 people sat in a pub in Warrington
yeah,
and doing an hour there.
yeah. So go on. Where's the theatre you're doing?
What if I did an hour?
I come to you. I'm like, I'm Netflix. I'm Danflix. Yeah, we're gonna really take on the big boys. I want you to film 3 specials. We're gonna put them out Chappelle-esque. Where's your theatre?
I wouldn't even know. I'd know like clubs.
No. I mean, where would you want your theatre show to be?
Yeah, he understands the question. I just don't think he can name
I
any
just don't
theatres.
think I can name
I think
any
that's the problem
theatres.
Simon's having.
Yeah,
is he
I've
doesn't
not
know any
looked
theatres.
into 500 seats plus theatres to do a show out or anything like that.
What you're looking at, like, mate, like Dan, you know loads of theatres. Like, oh yeah, I know tons.
I'd
don't know. I'm
do
not
a
really- I'm not
Radio
really-
City Music Hall
Yeah,
in New York.
Yeah, probably something like
something
mental.
cool.
Madison Square Garden.
I mean,
there you go. Just
let's be honest.
stick me on there doing.
You might have to comp a few seats, eh?
Yeah. And then I'd do the Oxford Glee.
Mate, what about the York Barbican? If you really,
Yeah, that'd be the lowest one.
Right.
Yeah. 3,000 people in York. Fucking shithole. I'm not into York. It's a long thing with this podcast.
Oh, really?
Everyone
No?
I've just never had a good gig there.
Larkin.
Real leather.
2 gigs.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and then do Comedy Balloon as the last one in Manchester with
There you go, yeah.
with 8 open spots going. He was a cunt to me. It beat the frog.
60
That would make
minutes,
for really good stand-up special.
Yeah, I think that would be an interesting one to see, like a real good act doing 60 minutes there.
Eddie Izzard did his special this is 15, 20 years ago, did the special, put it out on a DVD, and the B-side was him doing it in Paris, doing the whole thing in French, which is a flex and a half,
yeah,
innit?
Yeah, I think if I heard
It's just a
them do
bit sort of wanky, that though, for me.
Eddie Izzard is a bit wanky, isn't he? It's very good.
She.
They.
She.
Are
Is
very
it
good.
they?
Eddie
dunno.
Izzard is, just flag me up when I'm wrong, good.
Yes.
End of sentence.
Eddie Izzard's a woman now, though, isn't she? And I don't know whether she's changed her name.
Right. Well, Eddie Izzard,
Edna Izzard.
Yeah.
the dirty old bitch, did, especially in French. What?
When are we going to introduce Simon?
We did it, didn't we?
Ladies and gents, it's Simon Wozniak. He doesn't know theatres, but he knows pronouns.
He does. Thanks for coming in.
Pleasure.
What have you been up to?
I prefer talking about Andrew Dice Clay, guys.
Not a lot. Just in the house, chilling with the fam.
Are you working from home?
No.
No?
Not working from home.
Are you a key worker then? I know you don't want to say where you work.
I'm considered a key worker, yeah.
Considered a key worker.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day. The people who are considered key workers.
Aren't
Because
key
everywhere
workers.
open at the minute is considered a key worker. So that means fucking Balthazar, who runs the fucking pizza the pizza gaff by ours, is a key worker. Yeah. Like, history will look upon him the same way as like a COVID nurse.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
No. To be honest, I'd much rather clap for a takeaway that turned up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a piss take, isn't it? Calling them heroes and key workers. That's like just spitting in the face of the staff of the co-op and that.
What do you mean?
You're not a hero.
Why?
Like, because you're just not. Like, if I worked in the co-op, no fucking hero. No one treated me with any respect.
Was this pre?
Nothing. Was this COVID? Yeah.
Ah, pre-COVID. You know, hero pre-COVID.
It was fucking.
Just a grumpy bellend working in co-op. Now, Simon. Now they're heroes.
It started like you were like, you didn't want the credit. Like, I'm no hero. I don't do it. I don't do it to be called a hero. I do it for £6.97 an hour.
Also, I did it in 2008, 2009. Like, I didn't do it anywhere near a pandemic.
I'm no hero. Don't label me a fucking hero.
Yeah.
Heroes wear capes, mate. I wear a fucking badge. It says Dave because I lost mine.
Yeah. Have you ever had a job?
Yeah. Yeah. I quit uni and then got a job in a comedy club, and then I started doing comedy. But before I went to uni, I had a year out, which, like, after my mum died, I couldn't do A-levels, so I went and got 2 jobs and scared the shit out of myself. I worked in a steel stockholding warehouse in North Preston, and it was just like, is this it? And that. And they were like, yeah, you could maybe do manager training. And I was like, I'd rather pull my dick off. So it was a massive, I don't know, this might not ring true for everyone, but I would be all for, like, my daughter getting to 16 or my kids getting to 16 or after A-levels and then having a year in a job without qualifications, just to make them go,
I'll do
this
at
is
uni.
working life. And it's, if you've not specialised or you've not got lucky, it's pretty fucking tough.
Well, I think some people stay in education to go higher than degree, because they don't want to just go get the job and then they go, that's it now. It's just, this is the job. So they go, I'll go and do a master's, PhD, whatever, because they feel like they're working toward, it's not final. Like I had that when I had a job after I'd failed all the A levels and shit. Everyone was like, you have to get a job now. I was like, all right, whatever. And then I applied.
What did you do?
I got a job on supply chain in John Lewis where Adam Staunton worked.
Oh,
Yeah.
Liverpool comedian.
Chain.
Yeah, supply chain, basically stocking the shelves, but there was fuck all to do. So we'd just all be walking around with a bench like. And then get on this.
That box is there.
Get on this, right? So you just go in there and then you just look at you got it. Looking at the bathroom accessories, like.
So is that where you go to John Lewis and there's like a little corner bit for collections? Is that what I mean?
It's them, but right. You also.
If you've ever collected anything from John Lewis, there's like a little seated area and a reception, and they're like, "Oh, hey, are you here for collections?"
Yeah, and then
they disappear into the room, and they're meant to bring back your box.
Yeah, so it's that sort of team going around and there's fuck all to do. But I used to go to bookies all the time, and
That's where you got your pen.
Well, this is what happened.
Order 47329.
So I was there trying to, fucking. I was thinking this isn't enough money for me. So I was like 19 or 20 at the time. So then I'd leave on my first break at like 10:30, which meant to be a 15-minute break. And then I'd go to the bookie. So like, do you know what John Lewis is?
Yeah.
And then you go down there, and with the lab books is by Boodles. So I'd go to that one. And I was in there, and obviously, none of you are gamblers, are you? No, right. Anyway.
I have a little.
Right, so I was like bad. So therefore, I'm putting it in.
How old were you?
19.
19-year-old gambling's that's high stakes. It doesn't matter what you're betting, it's high stakes.
10:30, I'm going in, feeding the machine and all that. I stayed in there. There was a 15-minute break. I got back at 12:15. I was coming up the escalator to the floor 2 with the bathroom accessories. And my manager was a bit of a fucking weirdo. Was like, Sam, where have you been? And I was like, oh, sorry, mate. I've been helping out downstairs. And he was like, oh, God, I just didn't know where you'd gone. And I was just there. I had like a big fucking wad of cash because I won. And then I did 3 days and I lost it all. 3 days. I went from having got paid like 900 quid, got up to like 1,400 quid and 2 grand. And then by the Sunday.
Yeah, there's a reason there's bookies all over the shop, innit? It's not because they keep losing.
Well, you go to Cambridge and they've got one bookies and it's shrouded by a load of ivory and that, and you wouldn't even know it's fucking there. And then, yeah. Well, I don't know.
No, but in your head also.
In my head now. No, because I went
some
around
pissed fella having a ciggy in the lab. I want to go down to Cambridge, find the secret bookies. There's a fucking owl. Whisper to it.
Yeah.
Fucking password.
No, that you look at like the map of it, because they did a documentary on these fixed odds betting terminals, and they were just like in the north and the deprived areas. There's like 15 bookies within about like a 5-mile radius or something, and then you go down to Cambridge, Oxford, all these, and they've got like 1 or 2. That's it. But they've lowered the limit now. It's like £1 a spin, because you could lose. So like, it's like fucking crack.
The gambling thing is, the whole way they make money is going, look, everyone else loses money. You know that. We know that. Yeah. But the sell is, but you can be the one that fucking wins. And that's like, you have to be a bit like,
but you get to that point with the roulette is that, because I only did the roulette because I couldn't be asked fucking horses and I didn't understand it. But the roulette is like, you put it in, your number comes in, and you fucking win. It was just like, bam, bam,
so
bam,
basic.
Bam. Yeah, it's just like.
So you're in the bookies just on the fucking gambler. I thought you were like betting on horses.
No, he's waiting
too
for
much
the computer to decide whether it can be asked giving him some money.
No, but the thing is, you can get up, but you can't leave. You just can't go. I remember the first time I went, I was like 17, we were sat in the pub, and then these fellas who were 18 said, well, we'll go to the bookies, and I was like, all right, sound. Put like £1 or £2 in, and was just doing red or black, and got up to like £9, and they said, we're going now. So I cashed out, and I was like put £2 in, and I got 10 or something like that. I was like, oh wow, and then it just fucking 6 years of misery.
Really?
Do you still gamble now?
No.
His missus is definitely watching this.
Yeah, there you go. I've just lost 700 quid. Can we get a Domino's? You fucking what? You can't get a fucking... Who do you think we are? We haven't made the money.
Was that the only minimum wage job you had? I always think it's funny that there's a minimum wage, I understand like the socio-economical reasons so that we're not exploiting people making them work for £2 an hour. But minimum wage just puts such an attitude into the people on it. Because you couldn't give less of a shit on minimum wage. Because you're just like, you're paying me the amount you're least allowed to.
Legally.
Yeah.
Legally.
Yeah.
If you owned a business, even if you're paying a bit more, just be the good fucker who's like 60 pence more or whatever.
Yeah.
Just so that you're not like, listen, if we could, Donna, we'd pay you £3.23. And I think you'd fucking work for it. Like it's not good, that is it? Like I know.
Minimum wage, yeah.
What is it now? What is the minimum wage?
no
£8.50, £8.90.
There's no threat with it from the boss, is there? I'll sack you and I'll go somewhere else who's legally got to pay me what you're already paying me. You've got to have a reason for me to do a job for someone, and I've got such a problem with authority anyway, as well documented. Like for me to have any respect for you employing me, I've got to have something to lose. And if I'm on minimum, there's fuck all to lose. And I always had that attitude with management when they were like, do this because I said. I'd be like, fuck off.
Yeah, but when there's fuck all to lose, you're going to lose them little bits of crumbs that you're getting. So that's what they've got. You're thinking they've got you by the fucking
get a
gun.
Minimum wage job.
Oh, no, but when I was 19 and I was like in that 18, 17, in my head I was like, if this is shit, I'll go and get another job. Because I was quite like confident relatively and presentable. Same. So I walked in places and went, hello, I really like the look of it. And I don't know if you're looking for work, but I'm actually really keen to work here. And I think I'd be great. And they were like, bloody hell, a young man who's like taken the bull by the horns. I used to get jobs dead easily and then be like, nah, I'm not in the mood. Oh.
Yeah, because because comedians probably, like the authority is the one, you've got to bite your tongue and go, I've got to get on with this. But you'll just keep going from job to job to job, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
that's
what I did. I worked in a lot of different bars. I quit. I spoke about this before. I quit halfway through a shift and didn't even tell them I was going. That was in Lunya, actually.
But that was when you basically needed a bit of upkeep and pocket money.
Yeah,
I needed 30 quid a week. If you're 35, shit's different, innit? But when you're 17, you're like, right, cool. I'll be skimped for a bit and then I'll sort it out. Like, I feel for anyone who gets stuck in one of these fucking jobs and then they look at the outgoings and they're like, right, well, there's fucking bills and everything. And then you've got some bell-end boss. Like, when you're 20, like, no one who's like, it's hard work at minimum wage when you're 18. You're like, most 18-year-olds will be like, pah.
But the bosses are like the gobshites who cave a shit at minimum wage, aren't they? That's the bit that fucking gets you.
Yeah, who didn't.
Like, you're just a fucking loser, which is why you're the one telling me what to do, and that's what you go, there's a lot of anger. Just
a loser on £1.50
and
an hour
thinking,
more.
like, just because you committed to this shit job.
Have you ever had attitude with a boss and like told them to fuck off?
Well, no, not if they're like, where have you been? The bookies, never mind.
I'm not like that. I'm just like, it's getting there now. But then obviously, just as the pandemic, I was thinking maybe I can just fuck up. Because I used to have this thing of that, you know what, if it gets too much, I'll just fuck it off because I've got comedy going. Yeah. Now that's gone. It's like, when anything happens, it's like, I need this wage, but...
Yeah,
but because the comedy mate used to make me think, fuck off. Yeah, I wasn't asked about them telling me what to do. I thought it was funny because I thought, if I give this another 6 months, I'm going to be fucking it off anyway.
Is it fair to say, Simon, that you are? We've talked about this on the pod. There's certain levels of comedy that got banged by this pandemic, and when gigs start up again, people will want you to gig for them. But just before this pandemic hit, you were doing gigs, ripping it to the point where we were saying, like, fuck, do you want to follow Simon Wozniak when he's on form? And, like, I saw you'd been at the Glee a couple of months before this all kicked off. Yeah. And hadn't they basically seen you and gone, oh, yeah, stick him to headline? Like,
Well,
so you were just at that point
for who closes, and that is a little bit rogue
no, but
anyway.
But what I mean is, you were
When
at
I
that point where
turned,
you
I
were
was like,
really going to kick up a gear, and then the pandemic just took it all.
Yeah, because I think at my level, that's a bit like shit. Because it was like, well, I don't know. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Because like, I suppose you had a few things going on, and then they've just been kibosh. But I don't know. Like, I think if you were at like just starting out and you weren't that far ahead, it's like, oh well, you're not, 20 quid, 10 spot in Gloucester's not going to be whatever.
Still going to be there.
Yeah, but like I think just as I was in that bit of just getting to be like just 2 more years or 3 more years on the circuit, and I would have been like an established sort of, because there's still certain gigs that I would go, he won't put me to do a double there or something.
I suppose in theory it's all going to be there, isn't it? If it restarts, it opens up, the gigs are still there, you're still going to be, it's just a bit of a kicker, isn't it?
I think it's genuinely like
just a pause.
I'm a lot more optimistic than I was a few months ago. I think
you two have also been in like a spotlight have been on you now, haven't you, with this podcast? Like that you of all the comics, the ones that aren't forgotten about are you two. Like you two are just like, oh well, we're gonna go back and we can just do whatever show we want, really, because you've got an audience. The freedom
that this has allowed us is that we can sort of pick and choose what we want to do now, which is very very nice. Yeah.
The old guys, I think this might push a few, like not the old guys, but the guys who are sort of like, I used to earn 40 grand from Junglers.
But you know the people that, like, because you've never not been able to do stand-up since you were born, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is the first time they've ever said you can't do it. Like, people are about to live, like, a year plus without doing it. They might go, you know what? I can function without it. Like, you used to think I could not live without gigging, whereas now people have been forced to live without gigging. You're thinking, will they come back? Will they still have that?
Me and Scott Bennett said that the other day. Like, he was like, do you think they'll just not come back? And I'm like, I think this year of maybe working for a living at jobs you don't like might make you appreciate 150, 200 quid for talking to some people and having a laugh on a Saturday.
It never felt like a job for me because I've always had a full-time job doing it.
Yeah.
So so whenever I gigged, it was never like a chore, because I was just like, oh yeah, sound, I'll drive to Birmingham on a Thursday after a 9-hour shift.
I had that a lot, like, sort of. Certainly a few years ago, and we've spoken about this before, I've always sort of been like, why would I turn down 200 quid to talk for 20 minutes? What part of a working class lad can go? Yeah,
that's another thing I've
got. 200 quid for 20 minutes work.
Even if you haven't done it for 5 years.
Like, absolutely, yeah. But, like, I think, I was talking about this with Paul Blair of Hot Water and Freddie and Danny and Paul. They were saying, oh, there'll be some that just don't come back. Because, like, those, and one of them went, oh, those ones that were on the edge anyway and were looking at getting a part-time job anyway, they won't come back. And I'm like, they will, because their lives won't have changed much, because they'll have got the job that they were going to get, or they'll have kept the job that they just got. Anyone who's still got a part-time job or still had one is fine, because they've still got their thing that's kept them ticking over. And like you say, comedy's not a job or a chore. It's the thing on the side that...
Unless it suits me to tell someone that it's a chore. Like, you know what? Yeah, I'm driving 8 hours a fucking night after a shift, you know? And then I was like, yeah, I'd do that. I drove to Hull.
Mate, that's how you know you're a proper comic, is when you start bitching about comedy. That's literally the sign. Like, instead of being like, oh, I just think it's I'm excited and it's a gig. When you're like, yeah... But he's a cunt, isn't he? You're like, yeah, you go. Fucking hell. Someone's come up the ranks.
I've missed green rooms and talking shit more than I've missed gigging, I think. Do you know what I mean? Like that little backstage, let's talk some shit and be audible.
Yeah.
I miss that as much as I miss getting on stage.
I did 30 Fluid on Tuesday night. There was 4 techies in the room, 1 show manager, Hayley Ellis, Scott Bennett, and Amy Webber. So 3.
Well, like to a screen.
2 cameras, and Nate was put it on the internet. And... this is how weird this pandemic is. It was a pleasure. Just saying it out loud, just making a few people in the room laugh. What was the most fun? Hayley Ellis messaged me the next day and went, it was so nice to sit around and all talk shit. And you're like, yeah, it was.
That's why doing this is like sound. Like, that's why I was coming in here and just sit here and have a drink. Like, if I was in a pub, like, just with you, it'd be like, that's all I'd want. I wouldn't want, like, the nightclub version. I'm not bothered about that. So if I just came and sat here with 4 comics that'd be in a green room anyway. Yeah. The fact that you can get paid to be doing it's a bonus.
Oh my God, the lockdown lock-ins. I would take that over a lot of fucking nights out.
Yeah.
Like being able to sit here, booze in our own place. And like the last one we got steaming The one before
Well,
we
you
got
did.
drunk.
I kept myself on a level. But
Yeah, I was out of control. At one point, I started eating cheese and texting my new girlfriend.
Right.
It's more fun than going out to a disco.
A discotheque?
Yeah, I knew you'd fucking
disco?
bite. I knew you'd bite on that.
You look like you say disco. Like your face, you've got the face of a man who uses the term disco for nightclub.
Discotheque.
I like
Yeah.
calling it a discotheque now. I think it's
Coming
nice.
back.
Yeah.
It's a little
It's
bit
ironic,
of
isn't it?
I think it's a nice piss taking.
Dance hall.
It's ironic.
Can I ask you a question?
Oh,
And if it needs to get cut out,
oh my God.
we'll cut it out.
It's about to go down.
I mean, I've never cut anything out, but
Did you really go to a prostitute
I knew
just
that
for the
was
joke
coming, I knew that
just
was
to be able
coming.
to tell the story?
The fucking brass.
Is that true? And are you okay to talk about it?
What the brass?
Yeah, you like
The brass.
you had a routine about going to see a prostitute, and you told people that you actually did it, and the only reason you did it was to get the stand-up material out of it. Is that true? Oh, that's method acting.
Yeah.
That is a proper
was,
comic sat right there.
That was a low point.
Was it a good bit?
I was really. It was fucking quality, but I had to stop doing it. But I enjoyed telling it because I'd never done a story. You see, because I'd never had a story to tell that I thought was worthwhile telling. So I thought this one will be all right. I'll see how I get on with
So
telling
you
this
generated your own story.
story. So I did a 6 to 7 minute story because I'd like to do like a sort of a story, but I just never had.
At what point of sitting there on your 8th coffee with a blank piece of paper and a pen when you're like,
I don't do that. I don't do that. I just don't know what. I don't know how you turn over so much material, and I'm just thinking like it just takes me something I'm thinking about, and I just can't generate. I think I've got quite a bit of material, but
every time I see you, do
I
something
just
new.
sort of forget about it and just keep because I'm just focused on 20s. Like I've never even entered my mind to do the Edinburgh run because one, it's expensive. Two, doing 60 minutes that I don't even like for 24 days to 8 people who are fucking all different. I'll kill myself for that.
But that first one, which is almost always like that, gets you to the second one that's better, and the third
I
one
do
that's,
think I need to do an hour, but it's just
not many
like,
people have
I just
absolutely
enjoy
creamed that
doing
first Edinburgh show.
20, 25, 30 of just stuff that I think's good. And
Do you notebook it rather than write?
Got it in my phone, yeah. I've
Right.
just got an idea, and then I think
So what happened with were you like, I want a story, and then you're like,
Just there
I'm actually
thinking.
going to go and do it.
it's just their thing, and I've never paid for sex, and I don't want to die having not done it.
Did you go for an away leg, or did you go for an away leg, or did you go for a home fixture? Well, I don't want
It's
to.
a whole different type of bucket list, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fuck
No, that was nothing but net. That was a good joke.
you.
Because
Big
I'd
fan.
imagine like you don't want to go to like a brothel for the first time. You'd be like, hey, Simon, I've not seen you since fucking
No,
year 10."
it was no. Well, it took a bit of doing, to be honest with you. The first one was shut.
First one was shut. Fucking
Yeah.
Tory cutbacks, that, isn't it?
First one was shut. I was like, this is the fucking,
Austerity.
this is a disgrace. This. So
Where did you go
I have
looking?
no idea. Just
How did you
somewhere
find
in
them?
and around the city centre?
How did you
Well, like
find-
it just the taxi man knows, doesn't he?
Oh, does it? Yeah. That takes balls, doesn't it?
Simon's well uncomfortable.
That takes balls, doesn't it, to get in a fucking black taxi and be like, listen, lad.
I was with Chris Sullivan.
Were you really?
What, did you take a chaperone?
He was just there.
Right.
He was just sort of a.
I don't know who Chris Sullivan is.
Right, I do not know. You know Chris Sullivan.
Yeah, yeah. Started comedy about the same time as
All
Sam.
right, all right.
He sort of gave up.
Yeah.
No, that was I knew that question might crop up.
You had a feeling.
It did.
It did.
Yeah, no, I did that.
Simon, you can have it taken out if you want. We
No,
don't.
I think I like this reaction that I'm giving. I think it's a bit more authentic. It's a bit more. There's a bit more jeopardy in it, isn't there?
Simon's look of uncomfortable fear.
Would you do it again? I don't mean like. I don't mean would you fuck
Would
a
I
prostitute?
would I visit a prostitute again?
What would have you got?
Have you
any
ever
regrets?
visited a prostitute?
No.
Have you?
Yeah,
Have you?
I did, but mine's so pathetic. I did it, and I'd been clubbing, and then got talking to these lads from Coventry. We're in Birmingham, and they were like, one of them was like, "We're going to a brothel," or one of them was, and the rest couldn't afford it. He'd saved up,
Saved up.
So I went
In
as well.
Birmingham as well.
I had about fucking 500 quid because I'd just been paid in cash.
Is that how much it costs?
No.
How much did you pay?
Add a zero.
£15.
Add a zero.
So I went in and just got intimidated, couldn't get an erection, and basically paid a woman from, I think, Cyprus, 70 quid to look at my small flaccid penis. And I apologised. I went, I'm really sorry about this. She was like, it's fine.
Did you keep your money, yeah?
Yeah. It's just not like, oh, listen, love, good try. Here's your 70 quid back. We've got a returns policy. And honestly, even within 14 days, if you decided you weren't happy with the shag, we'd give you a full refund. And here's your receipt, just in case. No, she was like, yes, dickhead.
Sorry.
He couldn't get it up.
Yeah, but
Oh, mate, I was
saved yourself.
not half a pill. I was like, oh, I'm really sorry. It was one of the worst experiences. Not because, and a lot of people are like, well, you know, going to a sex worker is discrimination. It was anyone who literally watched the documentary of that night would be like, the real tragedy was how much of a bell end you made of yourself. So my experience is tragic.
Right.
I can't imagine, like... Go on.
Well, I was saying that sounds like that's like just... Yeah, it is quite tragic, that, isn't it?
Yeah. So I don't know, like, you know, when you hear that story, you're like, oh, well, you're just being really laddie. It's the most pathetic story. I quite like telling. I'm not sure what's worse. I think it's better that happened because then I'm the idiot and that I didn't have sex with a sex worker. I just walked in, made a fool of myself, and then wandered off and felt shameful.
If anything, what you really did was pay for some private healthcare, really. It's more like booper than prostitution, what you did. You gave a woman 70 quid to have a look at your dick.
We came downstairs and it was like, and she literally, there's like a reception area and she went like that.
Kobe!
I am not even joking. She went like that. And I was like, that's code. I knew it. Didn't need to ask. I just sort of fucked off. But I knew that there was code going on. She looked to reception, and that was floppy dick Kobe. It was 100. She went.
Oh, right.
So she went to the reception. Yeah, the reason it was quick because we were up there for about 14 minutes or so. I went, come on, little fella. Come on now. Come on now. And he was like, no. It was awful. Yeah. It's not even funny. It's just tragic.
Was the lady you slept with attractive?
Adam's a dog with a bone here.
I've always been interested, and I just want to.
Horrific.
She have all of her teeth?
I don't remember, but probably not. I think she cried.
You think she cried?
I think she cried.
What? I think she cried.
Was it first day at work?
No, she just had the sniffles, I think, afterwards.
Oh, yours is more depressing than mine.
How can you make a prostitute cry?
She's
no
like,
idea.
I wish I was working for minimum wage.
You know what's really funny? Imagine if, like, because that was your low point. Imagine if you were her low point too.
There's a good chance. That was the case. Yeah. That was. I knew.
Did you make her come?
What? Adam.
What, are you fucking kidding?
Adam.
You can't go anywhere near that. It's not like it's not a.
Adam's so confident. He'd be like, listen, I'd probably get a discount because she'd come so hard. Adam is so like, when ROWE D gets going, she'd be like, oh my God, babe. And then she'd be American. She'd be like, oh my God, I'm not going to charge you. If anything, I'd like to give you £50 because this has been amazing.
So when you fuck a prostitute,
sex worker.
Okay. When you do that, do they not normally finish?
No, they're not. They're not.
They're not in there for the sex.
They're not.
What if they really love money?
Yeah, they
What?
do.
What if like they get turned on by the thought of?
What? So you're gonna be like David Dickinson? Just folding out an extra 20 to see if she gets all excited. I'm going to put down 250. No, 270. 290. I can't go any higher. I will go to 310. And she's like, oh.
Yeah.
If she's really turned on by money, do you reckon she might be working somewhere a bit more fucking exciting than somewhere in the city centre that a taxi driver knows about?
Yeah, the second one he went to.
Yeah. The one that's still open because the decent one's like,
In fact,
we shut
it might not have even been a
maybe
brothel,
you're all
to be honest.
You just fucked
his auntie or some shit.
Mate, do you know any brothels? Yeah. Barbara, turn the duvet over. I've got another bell end.
Like, aren't you all being quite ignorant? Maybe some sex workers just love getting shagged. And
They don't.
Maybe some of them do. No. And if you find one of them, you could make it go off like
I think you get
hydrant.
You could get escorts that like enjoyed it a bit more of a lavish sort of, visiting Kyle Walker, for example.
Yeah.
But not like
it's an industry like stand-up. And there are people in the industry who'll drive to Ashby de la Zouch for Spiky Mike to do 50 quid 15s on a Saturday. Am I right?
Yeah.
And then there's people who get £1,000 to do a Zoom corporate. There is levels to the industry. I imagine sex work is a little bit like that.
Yeah.
And I think Simon was involved in a £50 middle. Adam's like, would she be beautiful, blonde, Eastern European?
Yeah, it's not like
darling, I work for €1,000 a night, but for you, Rowie Bags, I listen to the podcast. Just buy me a bag of chips.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
He's going somewhere here.
Wow.
He's got something in his mind. What are you thinking of them?
You poking the bear?
Yeah.
You're poking the bear.
Did she get wet?
Oh, God. Today of all days.
have you got another beer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I have another one as well, please?
Did she get wet? No.
So you have to...
It really wasn't like what I wanted it to be.
Right.
But
I think we should have played this music a long time ago.
Does it creep into your mind when you're masturbating sometimes?
Yeah.
Because of how dreadful it was?
There is a darkness in
yeah,
you, sir.
But do you know what I mean? Like, have you ever been masturbating and gone...
Occasionally.
What the fuck? Why? I would never want to fuck that woman.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
And then you're thinking about fucking her because the fantasy is safe.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Oh, right. This is 100% true. So the woman that I'm most ashamed of fucking ever is the one who occasionally creeps into my masturbation fantasy.
Yeah.
More than anyone else.
Yeah. Like it's like that. You're like, would you fuck this woman? And you have to go, no, fucking, nah, I wouldn't do that. You have to pay me. Then sometimes you go.
She just,
you might be in that little mood where you think, I'd like to.
How does it pop in your head? Like, hello, Simon. Here I am again.
Well, it's just boredom, isn't it? You think, oh, that one's not worked. I have to go for this one now. And then before you know it, you just have to pick one.
Oh, wow.
Are you telling me you've never been having a little go and some horrendous beast from your past has popped into your head?
But just not because it's like you're attracted to, but
it's basically sexualized intrusive thoughts, isn't it? It's a form of that. Yeah, but it's like a subconscious thing.
But I enjoy the thought being there when it comes in.
Because of how
beast from the past.
when when you think it's like, oh, that would be horrible.
Yeah.
But because there isn't the actual reality of it.
Yeah. Can't smell your thoughts.
Yeah. There's no consequence to that.
Well, that's all fantasy, isn't it?
So
that's basically
it's
all
kind of like a woman having a rape fantasy. Maybe is that it would be nice being raped or being like that. I know you're looking at me like that, so I'm going. I said it, but like, But
I hope no context have a word doesn't get his hands on this one.
Do you not think like the reality? Isn't a rape?
Oh, but yeah, but I mean, all fantasy. There's people who act it out, who live it out, who go to like sex clubs and all sorts, and then there is a lot more people who like either the visualization of it through porn or the idea of it. Like, there's loads of things that I like the idea of that I do not want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the same thing. But I am not aware of something that is particularly awful and cringy from my past being like, isn't this cringy? Why don't we live it again? Like that.
Yeah.
Like, things from my past that pop back aren't the awkward, cringy, regretty ones. They're like random things. I know what you mean, but it's not like you two connected on a whole, like, it was cringy, it was bad, and that's why I enjoy thinking about it. It pops up.
Yeah. I suppose it's like, say you wanted to be humiliated sexually by a dominatrix.
Yeah.
Just say, someone wanted that.
Yeah. So say
I never
you
get
want.
that.
Say you wanted to just be humiliated sexually.
I can see you with like a candle hanging out your arsehole, tassels on your nipples.
Still wearing that jacket.
This is coming off in a minute. I'm fucking sweating under these lights. And I need a piss as well, but I can hang on to that. What was I talking about? Oh, being humiliated by a dominatrix.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with anything.
But yeah, do you like the version of it? Do you like watching it, or do you like doing it? Is a whole other thing, isn't it?
Yeah, you keep that away, don't you? You go, I'm not entering that realm.
I think some people just like the idea of really weird stuff as well, but do you know what I mean? Like, I understand if you want to put a Roman candle up your ass, I get it, and I'll watch it.
But there was a guy I was listening. You know the Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan. I was listening to him on a podcast, and he said that he went to one of these parties, and there was this woman there, and like men were just doing lineups on her, and then one guy at the end. I think this is what he did. At the end, they'd all finished in it.
Oh God.
Right.
Oh God.
He says he saw this, and he said this. He tapped out of that party. He said, "That's it. I'm out of here," because the last guy went in, finished in it, and then went down on her and sucked it all out.
No.
And then he went, "This is too much for me now." He left that party.
Mate, that's too much
Like,
for me. Just hearing about it.
Yeah, that's far too much, innit?
Yeah, because it's.
But he was so I mean, the guy obviously doing it would have been completely fucked up, but it's kind of like that one-upmanship.
To do that is a whole level of like even to enjoy that sort of like degrading stuff, to actually go. I always think with all of this sexual stuff, it's the bit in between, like getting ready for it and then sort of like, I almost think in the moment being fucking covered in PVC and having a sexy woman with boots leaning on you going, "You're a fucking pathetic boy," and me having like a Roman candle like in between my legs, I might be like,
You just think about, get a little moment of
it's
it,
to be
goes,
a
"What
weird
the
little
fuck am
pervy
I
moment,
doing?"
but it's the like, I love getting to the door. Like, "You're right. Have you brought your PVC, love? Yeah, don't worry. Come in. My kids won't be back for 2 hours."
Yeah, but that
Close
when
the
you visit
door.
a professional, they
Mate,
make it all better.
I know.
It's not like Laura having a go. It's like
I think that's the bit that I
it's
would
a
cringe
pro,
most at.
they
the
know
getting
what
in
they're
and-
doing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I find weirdest about what you've just said about that party?
Yeah.
Is that he did that after he'd come. Like,
Yes.
Like, I get the fantasy being there before you finish. Because sometimes I'm watching porn, and the second I finish, I have to put my phone in another room.
Oh, that's normal, isn't it?
Yeah?
Yeah, you're disgusted by what you're looking at.
Yeah?
2 seconds later.
Yeah?
That's
So,
normal.
like, I could understand.
Sometimes, have you ever done it where you've just closed your phone down, you're on the train, and you open it up, and it's like, oh, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, good God.
Yeah. I can understand him being like, oh, the idea is...
Headphones in.
You just check it, lying on the couch, and you miss it, just say, oh, fucking hell. Oh, what was
Or
that?
like it's one of your favourite
One of them
thumbnails.
videos in the WhatsApp.
Tennis again. Love watching tennis.
He regretted that 2 minutes later. When he was doing
but
it, he's probably like,
No, I
No.
don't think he did.
It's not the first time he's
Like-
done it.
I'm pretty sure that's what he said on the podcast, is that they was at this parties and it was just this, they were just getting hookers in and everything, and in that environment, I think it's just who can do the sickest thing. It's a bit like Jackass. They're a bit like that, aren't they?
I
Where
can
they just
totally
go,
get
who
that,
can
like,
top one.
when he's in, like, horrible, disgusting man mode, and he's like, ugh, I can imagine him being like, oh, I'd love to suck all that out of that. Like,
Oh, no.
it knocks me sick.
It's more
But
than
the
that.
second he's finished,
It's more than that. It's not just heat of the moment, like, come on. That's got to be something in him that he's like, no, I particularly...
That's like
that,
getting
like,
shat on, innit? You go like, oh, let's get shit on, and then you go, yeah, but the reality of being shat on is completely different, innit? Like, you don't know what's coming out. Like, in your mind, you've got a thing going, oh, this is what it'll be like.
well, the aftermath's the important bit, isn't it? When you've been shit on and the sex is over, there's just shit in the room then, isn't there?
I think it's difficult to talk about it when you're not into it.
Yeah.
Because it is the reason we're appalled by it, but to them that's part of the. And let's be honest, it's 0.001% of the population, isn't it? Because it's a very niche thing. Like
getting shit on.
But part of the reason that we're all like, what? Is part of the reason they're like, yeah, it's so like Do you not think? It's so fetishized because it's so alien.
Yeah, it's because
Taboo.
it's because it's disgusting, isn't it? That's why
It's good fun talking about it, though.
yeah, 100%.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
Should we have an advert break?
Yeah, let's leave it on that one.
Yeah, reckon?
Leave it on that point.
Yeah. Hey, listen to this. This podcast, Have a Word, yeah, is sponsored by beer52.com, and we have been for about a year now. They are our OG sponsor, and I've got to tell you about them. If you don't know who they are the #1 craft beer discovery club in the UK. What's a craft beer discovery club, Adam? Well, I'll fucking tell you, mate, okay? What they do is they help you discover craft beer. They send you different craft beers every month from all over the world, different themes every month as well. You might get a month worth of South African beers. You might get some from Argentina the next month. You might get some from South Korea or something. All over the world, they'll help you discover the best craft beers that you've never heard of. And here's the best thing. Because you're a listener to this podcast, not only do you get a free case of 8 beers and an award-winning beer magazine, for free, just by going to beer52.com/word. All you do, pay the postage and packaging, 8 free beers, free beer magazine, and a little tasty snack as well. And also, it helps us out. You support our sponsors, they support us. This thing can keep going. We can keep the Have a Word gravy train on the fucking track. So go to beer52.com/word right now and get yourself some bevies for nothing.
And we are back for the final section of episode 109.
All right, Dappy.
What?
No.
Hey! Papa, if you can hear me!
110, I think. I think it's 110.
Right. We've got a moral dilemma from David Jukes. Oh, Jukes. Hall of Fame, David Jukes.
He was a runner, isn't he?
More
running him.
Does he?
Yeah, I think he's called Jukesy Runs or something on Twitter and that.
Okay.
Likes a little sprint. I'm going to start running again next week. I think I've put about 2/3 of a stone back on when I get it off. I'm going to Corfu. I'm going to Ibiza and Corfu in August. And I don't want to, no one wants to be the fat one in Ibiza, do they?
Well, you need to lose the weight before you put it back on there, basically.
Yeah. I want to lose about 5 stone.
Right.
Yeah.
How
And
much
I'll put 1 or 2 back on.
do you weigh? Like 7 stone.
I'd weigh about 8.5. 9.
Right. Cool. Better start visiting those sex workers then.
How much do you weigh now?
About 14 at the minute, I reckon. Why?
You want to get to 9 stone?
No, I'm joking.
Oh. Simon, you really took that seriously. Okay, no.
That was really funny.
Heroin?
Yeah.
Would
you take heroin?
I don't think it's as addictive as everyone seems to think. As soon as you have one go of it, you'll be hooked forever. I think you could probably have one go and go, it was good, but I'll leave it.
Yeah, it's because CEOs of major international companies are being like, Friday night, Gareth, get the fucking heroin out. Like it's people are in the bottom rung.
No, you can have high functioning heroin addicts.
Yeah, I know you can. But generally, the heroin problem isn't around like the city of London and corporate executives, is it? So it's more about how if your life is in the bin and then someone goes, yeah, have heroin and it gives you that escape, you're more likely to get hooked on it, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you think you could have it and not be arsed?
I just don't think, I think there's too much associated with it. I go like, it's too risky if you get addicted to heroin. If you get addicted to other substances, it's a bit more fine.
Yeah.
Getting addicted to heroin, there's a stigma to it.
Yeah, if you're doing the Nottingham Glee and you ask for a free pint, everyone's like, yeah, you can have one. If you sort of, jack up, it is frowned upon. Anyway, David Jukes.
Let's keep this section nice and light.
Light. From David Jukes, morning, lids. Here's a little moral dilemma for you. You're walking down the street on a Sunday morning. It's really early and there's no one else about. You see an elderly bloke walking towards you. He doesn't look well. Suddenly, he hits the deck in front of you. You immediately go to help him and are straight on the phone for an ambulance. They tell you the ambulance will be there ASAP. The guy looks up to you and says, I'm on my way out, son. My ticker's gone. Do me one last favour. I won a few $100,000 last night on the lotto and was on my way round to tell my son. Can you make sure he gets it and tell him to enjoy it? Spend it on him and the rest of the family. He hands you the ticket and then passes away right in front of you. Paramedics turn up a few moments later and reassure you there was nothing that anyone could have done. You still have the ticket the old guy gave you. No one else knows he gave it you. It was a lucky dip ticket, so no special numbers bollocks, and there's no way it can be proved that you didn't buy it. So, do you pass the ticket on as per the dying wishes, or do you cash it in yourself? We're talking a 6-figure sum of money here. Cheers, fellas. Keep up the good work.
It's easy, innit?
What?
Yeah, just keep it.
Yeah.
Stick
No,
on the
you go
roulette
halves.
if you win.
What colour yacht are you having?
You go halves, I think.
6 figures,
What do
100
you mean?
grand or like
Say it's 200 grand. It's a
200
couple of
grand.
100,000.
You get the cash.
200,000
Well, how are you going to know
Cash.
his son and that?
They don't
It's
give
too
you
much
it in
admin to
cash.
work that out.
on the back of the ticket.
Cash machine.
With the ticket, like I love it how we have to do loads of caveats. He's written the address, name and address. So there's the name and address. There's the ticket. Fiona, and he's gone.
I'd cash it.
Yeah, so you get your 200 grand.
Yeah, and then I'd go to his son's house, knock and run, leave 100 grand for me conscience, and take the other 100 and keep it.
Oh,
You'd give half of it to his son.
I do that with
Yeah.
10 grand.
Yeah.
do you know?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
honestly think.
Because that guy doesn't know at all.
Exactly.
Does he?
10 grand
like, fuck
out of
him.
nowhere, it's like,
Wow.
on the walk, it would
Even
be
a
the
gram.
most amazing. Like you've got 100 grand in a little fucking like bag, and you'd be on the way going, "Yeah, this is the right thing. I've kept 100,
Well, I don't
given
believe in
100 away,"
karma
and then
either, so
all
I'm
the way
fine.
along, you'd be like, "I mean, he doesn't need 100, does he? I tell you what, call it 50." You know, and then what you like the next round the corner, like 50's a lot though, isn't it? I mean, that's his old mortgage. I mean, what he needs is an
Yeah.
extension. Call it 25. By the time you got to the front door, you'd be leaving a bag of sand.
Well, you'd look at
wouldn't
his house first and see, you know,
This
if he's in a
cunt's
fucking load of terraces, you're thinking, oh, I'll give him 20.
If you opened your front door
If
and
he's got
found
a big,
£500 on the floor,
Yeah.
you'd tell everyone that day.
Of course. But that's not the moral dilemma, innit? If you left a tenner, everyone would be like, oh, fuck, a tenner. Nice one.
Yeah, but 500's like, hey, I found £500 before.
Yeah.
You don't go tell everyone you found tenner.
Could you imagine if he
the
took that
thing is, though,
500
you've
to
got
the
to leave
police?
a note, haven't you?
Right.
You've got to leave a note, because if you come out and find 100 grand or 500 quid or whatever, you're going to be a bit suspicious. Why is that there? Who was in my garden with this money? And if there's no note going, listen, your dad's croaked it. That'd be a
robbed
weird way to find out your dad was dead as well.
Robbed
On a
his
note on
You know
100
what?
grand.
You know what? It's probably just safer to keep it all. Just don't give him anything. Just it never happened. You've got it. Take your 200 grand and fuck off.
Mate,
and
it's
just
definitely safer to keep it all.
keep it all. Yeah.
But is it the
you're
right-
opening too many cans of
Yeah,
range
yeah.
if you-
I love it how you've taken a moral dilemma and you're just looking at potential problems.
yeah,
I've
yeah,
weighed
yeah,
it all
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Why the fuck would you bother?
Well,
you could
I've
get
got
well.
£5 left on my doorstep. Oh, well, that guy, your dad died, and then he get, why that guy?
Yeah, I've got a security
nah.
camera. I've got your face.
Just have the ticket.
But it's a moral dilemma, isn't
I
it?
don't believe in karma though, so I'd go, yeah, go on.
No, I don't believe in karma.
Right.
But I also believe in being a good person. So I don't believe in
Imagine
karma.
how much good you can do with 200 grand.
Yeah, there you go.
You don't miss what you've never had. You're not being a good person by giving someone something you never knew existed. If he needed it and you're like, yeah, maybe box him off. But if he's just a
Exactly,
normal
yeah,
fella,
you turn up,
Yeah,
you look
go
at his gaff
round.
and you go,
Ring the bell. When he comes to the door, just go, listen, lad, right? How much money would you need to solve all your problems right now? Be realistic. And whatever he says, give him it. Fuck off.
What about if you decide whether this cunt's worth any money? So you go, do you know what? You're siding with me rather than you. Because you're right. It's way easier to keep it. Go fuck. Like, why would you bother? Right, so fine. But say you're being a bit of a pussy-hole like me and you're like, I'm going to feel bad. What scheme could you come up with to go in and decide, A, if he's a nice person or a twat or deserves any money? Like, what could you, like, you can't just knock on and be like, hi, we're for charity, because I'm a nice person, but I'd be like, nah. So I would maybe come up with a scheme to get in the house and decide what kind of people they are, have a look at the house, have a look at them.
Befriend them and find out who he is as a person. Spend 6 months pretending to agree with everything he
Spend
says.
200 grand on surveillance.
Shagger's wife.
Shag his wife and then say to her, was that good? Does he make you come like that? And when she's
I'm a sex worker
Or-
and I've never come like that, but you've made me come.
or
That's
just I don't know. It just seems like, yeah, if it genuinely happened, I would just keep the money and and then just see how I got on with it.
I know.
go straight round the Ladbrokes, put a £1 spins on.
Simon on a comedy podcast. I see what you're saying, but I'd just keep
No,
it.
I'd go
I'm literally
gamble.
trying to concoct a funny situation, and Simon's like, yeah, Nah, just keep it, lad.
It's got to be
I'm with him.
authentic, innit?
He wants the truth. I genuinely would give him half. That would be my...
What if he was what if you knocked on to give him half and he's there in like he's got like a fucking Rottweiler and he's like massive fucking St. George's flag and he's like, you can tell he's just like one of them flag nonces.
Yeah.
Profile picture.
What the fuck do you want? Like that.
Yeah, but I'm not knocking on. I'm just going to do knock and run.
But would you not want to know what type of person he is?
Kidnap
Are
him.
you saying... What?
Kidnap him.
Kidnap him. Tie him to a chair.
If I
Waterboard him.
No.
Find all the secrets.
Is that how you find out about someone? Your first dates with Sam must have been brutal. I just feel like I want to knock on and be like, hi. And then if he's like, hello, you all right?
You won't be like that, though,
Sorry, I'm just doing childcare. I've got 3 kids and it's been a bit mad in the pandemic. My wife's not been well. I'd be like, listen, here's a shoebox. Let's just call this quits. See you
Pair of
later.
shoes.
But if he's like, what do you want, you fucking cunt? I'd be like, why are you so cockney and you live in Sorgall in Cheshire? Oi, oi. Would you not? I want to talk to him.
Ray Winston. He doesn't need the money.
It's like, oh, fuck, I've knocked on Jeff Innocent's house.
Yeah, I think... I don't want to know whether he's worth it. Just for my conscience, I've given him half.
I'm surprised.
Just give him half and fucking... Do you know what I mean? Like, half of 200 grand sound, half of 100 grand. If it was like 500 quid, if he's like, I've fucking got 3 numbers here, right? I'd just keep that. Because 250 quid's not going to change this cunt's life at all. Do you know what I mean? So I'd just keep the 450, 500 quid. And, you know.
Have you ever thought about what you'd do if you actually had a paper ticket and won the Euro Millions?
Everyone has to, haven't they? Everyone's spent the 160 million.
No. I love that daydream. That's a great daydream. I'm talking about literally
The first thing.
what you would do. No, you've not got the money.
No, I mean like the first
You
thing
find
you
out
realised.
you've got 5 numbers, 2 noncy Euro bonus ones. You're like, it's 182. It's 182. And then you go on and it tells you if anyone else has won. And you're like, no one else has won. And then you're there with a piece of paper. And then the game is,
anyone.
don't burn it. Don't put it in the fucking sink. Like, I would shit it until I was, I don't know where Euro Millions is. Brussels.
When you do that with the ticket, when you've got a winning ticket, do you just take it to the news agent you bought it in like you do with a scratch card?
Yeah,
They cash out the
Mr. Sinks.
How much? 182 mil. Hang on.
But I imagine there is a Camelot head office in London. You have to get the ticket from your fucking house in the northwest of England.
Oh no, you don't do that. Do you know? Have you not seen the video?
I genuinely want to know, Carl. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, there's a video on social media. I don't know how long ago. A fella in England won 80 mil, and he rings up and goes, "I think I've won a bit of money." And he reads his number. And he gives a QR code from the top of the thing, and he goes, "Yeah, you've won 80 mil. That's a lot of money." And he goes, "Oh, it's all right, isn't it?" And the fella's like,
Yeah,
you've won 80 mil.
Because I'm on 22 grand a year, you fucking dick.
And he goes, "What are you going to do with the money?" He goes, "I don't know." And then just like he's just the most British reaction ever. That you give to like little code.
Reminds me of the Dave Johns bit of the bit. He used to have this bit when I started out comedy, and he won't mind. I don't think he'll mind me doing it because it's so old. I don't think he's done it for ages. When he's like, I fucking hate when you see people like, we won the lottery and it hasn't changed us. What a fucking waste that is. If I won the lottery, you'd be like, Dave, has it changed you? Has it fucking changed me? Of course it's fucking changed me. You see me riding down South Shields High Street on a fucking elephant with beautiful women fanning me with fucking big palm trees. And then they'd be like, Dave, do you want more Turkish delight? And I'd be like, no, I tire of Turkish delight. Fucking brilliant. He had this amazing, you know, when it's just a simple like setup, but then he built it up to that line of like, Dave, do you want more Turkish delight? No, I tire of Turkish delight. Fucking amazing. I thought you had to go down to London, shit in it, like sellotape it into a book and then put the book somewhere safe. In my head, I'm like,
you do bell them, don't you?
You ring them and you give them your code off your ticket and they.
Would you tell anyone? I wouldn't tell people.
I've considered
I wouldn't
not
tell
telling my
people.
wife.
But they'd be able to tell.
They'd be able to tell, but wait till it's like a lesser jackpot or something. So if you won 150, just blag that you'd won 13, and then
No, everyone's still in your ear though, aren't they?
Yeah,
Is it
but
underground?
then if you buy a house and then they can add it up and they go, oh, hang on, he might be struggling now after, if you bought like a £7 million house, a yacht and everything, they go,
Struggling.
oh, he's blown his 13 mil there.
If
And then you've got 140.
If one of us won the lottery and tried to keep it secret, it would be so funny watching the rest of the circuit.
I'd love it, work it out.
Have you heard about? Have you seen Adam Rowe recently? Yeah. He turned up to a gig in Runcorn in a gold fucking
Bugatti.
Bugatti.
Yeah.
Like, how else is Patreon doing? Like, it'd be amazing.
I got a bit where I'd be like, I'd order 2 Bugatti Veyrons to a gig and go on none of them, and then pay a taxi like 700 grand to take me there, and just have 2 Veyrons sat there. I didn't even.
I'd turn up
use
to
if I had
the
that much money.
shittest 50 quid middle in Ashby Deladuch gig
You'd only do
in a
shit
fucking
gigs.
limo. I'd turn up in a Hummer limo, dressed like a pimp with a fucking crown on, sheepskin fucking robe, and I'd do me middle set dressed like that without referencing a fucking thing. This is who I am. Get on board.
Like
I'd do
Conor
that.
McGregor
Yeah.
driving to a UFC heavyweight title fight.
This is the money that I wanted. This is the fuck you money
it's a middle
I
spot.
fantasized about doing on stage. Whatever the fuck you want to do. You hear people go, oh, he just does whatever he fucking wants to do and see how it goes. I go, no, really do whatever the fuck it is you feel like
But
doing.
you know,
like
you'd
taking
have
a
to-
footy out there and doing keepy ups until you'd lose it and they go, ah, fuck.
Yeah, but
Have a
you'd have
back
to do
and
that
then
at
do
your
it
own
again.
gig. You'd have to buy your own gig, build it, because even if you were rich, hot water would be like, yes, you can do it, cool. And like everyone would be like, Wozniak's a millionaire now, so he just does what he wants.
yeah.
You do that once, you go on die
I
on
just
purpose
turn
on
up-
once, and the promoter would be like, I don't give a shit how rich you are. You're not dying
What if
on
you just did
purpose.
10 spots on a
Buy his
Monday?
fucking club. So you fucking paying out.
No, that's the thing. You've got to buy the club. And then that's going to be weird, because how do you book that club? So you've won
I think it'd be
182
funny.
million. You build your club. And you're like, we all still love comedy. I still want to do it. So you build your club. You pick the perfect amount of people, 300, maybe 280. It's all on one level. It's low ceilings. It costs you 25 million to get everything perfect. It's in a great spot. There's parking. It is the dream club. And then you go on the Pro Comedy Forum, like, closing 250. And everyone will be fuming. So how much do you have to pay? You have to pay stupid fucking money just because you're worth 182 million.
Yeah. So,
Like,
yeah.
lads, I'm not worth
So
182.
then it
I've
becomes
spent.
the gig that everyone wants to go. It's like, I'm closing Wozniak. So you go, it's a £5 ticket for 15 minutes at the end. And you can do whatever the fuck you want. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I don't think, but a crowd wouldn't care.
Yeah,
They'd be
yeah.
like, yeah, he's just. And also, if they know you're a millionaire, that's a brutal. I think being a lottery winner and trying to do stand up must be an awful look.
you've got to own it.
I
You
wouldn't.
just have to
I
own
wouldn't
it.
like make it known on stage.
Sorry. Did they not see you in your gold Bugatti?
That was obviously a slight. I would turn up like in a decent car and that, but like I wouldn't like talk about it on stage if I won. Like you'd know that I've got a bit of money from me fucking Instagram and the car I was driving and whatever. Do you know what I mean? But like I wouldn't be on stage being like fucking hard being a millionaire. I think that's shite.
Right. I agree. This is why, honestly, if I won 182 million, I'd consider not telling anyone. Make everyone's life better subtly.
How much would you give us?
If I tell, but that's a problem. As soon as you tell one person, and they know you're trying to keep a secret,
Yeah, but you've
they
got
know,
so much
and that's a potential for them
If
to be
you
like,
win the lottery,
yeah,
I'm talking 182
Yeah.
million, and you don't slide me a cheeky 5 or 10.
How much are you going to give
you
us?
think
then?
you're getting 10 mil from my
He's
182,
got family, hasn't
At the interest on that, you get it back in 6 months.
right?
Can we have 10 mil, please?
I'm telling you right now, you're not getting 10.
How much?
I'm
No, you're not
potentially
getting 10, no.
not telling Laura about a fucking penny of it. You're not getting 10, are you? When she's like, why are you and Adam driving around in gold Bugattis? Never mind that. Never mind that. We've had a really good month at the
What
podcast.
do you spend the money on?
Beer 52 sign-ups have gone through the fucking roof.
What do you spend the money on if you're hiding it from your wife?
And that's the problem. If you're just trying to keep it secret, it's subtle. And the only thing I can think of is the more expensive petrol at the petrol station.
Yeah. Super unleaded.
Yeah. The really, like the posh one that is basically for fucking Tories.
Supreme
It's
diesel.
like, are you normal, discount, or are you a Tory? Yeah, I'm a
Or
Tory.
what you could do is just every now and then set yourself up a big paying gig, and they go, "Have you got that?" And you go, "I don't know. They just said 250 grand to do this," and you do that every
fake
few
gig.
months, and
A
you
fake
build
gig.
that, and you try and accumulate your wealth in a way like it's already there. So I don't know how you
on a
do it.
Tuesday,
Trying to hide money that you've got is
it's
difficult.
hard. On a Tuesday night, you go, Laura, I'm just off to a corporate. She's like, really? Where is it? London. And you go and just buy a bungalow around the corner, go and watch fucking Netflix all night, set off in a suit, come back and like, that was $4,000, put that through to the tax man, pay the tax.
How much would you give us?
I've genuinely thought about this quite a lot. I think keeping it secret is genius.
How much would you actually give me? 182 million you've won.
If I was making it public...
Not public, but like you're not hiding it.
182 million.
Yeah.
I have got to sort out 10 close friends, probably 10 mates, and about 10 family members. They're getting $1 million, maybe 2 million each. That's 60. I'm down to 120. I might give you $1 million. Is that all right? $1 million. Oh, I've literally done this on stage. 182 million is so much that I just said I'd give Adam £1 million, and he went, I think you're being a bit of a tight cunt. And that's why people don't tell anyone, because once you're that rich and everyone knows you just got it on a roll of a dice, everyone's like, well, I want some money.
This is why you don't tell people how much you earn.
You wouldn't notice the difference between giving me 2.5 mil and $1 million. You wouldn't notice, so why not you just give me it?
I don't want to.
Life happens, doesn't it?
Imagine if I gave you 10 grand and gave Finn 20 mil just to be a prick.
Do we still do the pod?
I honestly don't know if a lot of people would listen. Would they? I think you'd have to start a podcast like how to waste 100 million, and then everyone would be like, that'd be a good podcast. If you sorted out everyone you know, all that, genuinely 30 people, these guys, few mates, I reckon if I gave $1 million each, that would be 40 million, maybe even less, and the rest I could do houses, investments, holiday home, comedy club, right? And that's 80 gone. We could do a podcast called How to Waste 100 Million.
Well, hang on, no, just how to waste 10.
No, because I've sorted...
100 seems to be...
No, Simon, I've sorted everyone out. I've given 10 million to charity. I've sorted everyone out. My financial future and my great-grandchildren's financial future, as long as they're not fucking smackheads, is great. Would you listen to this podcast if it changed from have a word to spend 100 million?
Yeah, and like they email in and give us things to buy and things to do, and we just go.
Well, a yacht is the go-to if you're trying to blow big money in it. Yeah. Just buy fucking. But I
almost feel like
because the upkeep of a yacht, you got to pay for the staff. You got to pay for so much to upkeep. That's $2 million a year gone on keeping it up.
No, don't get me wrong. It's not just how to quickly spend 100 million. It'd be how to do it on a podcast. They'll have to take suggestions. That'd be an amazing email. Email in and let us know what you want to waste millions of pounds on. Be fucking great.
Everyone could live vicariously through us.
Why can't someone do that? Someone dead rich, if you listen and do that podcast, how to waste 100 mil or 10 mil or whatever.
Yeah, Elon Musk, stop trying to get us to fucking Mars and buy some fucking trainees.
How gutted would you be if you'd got to 100 million? You'd set the podcast up and Elon Musk went, nah, fuck these cunts. I've got a new podcast called How to Waste $1 Billion. Fuck. Right, let's do some questions. Do you want some quizzies?
We've got any have words now.
Oh, do you want to do a have a word? Let's go and burping. Fucking sorry.
Yep.
Do you
want another drink and anything, Simon?
Yes.
What would you like?
I'll have a beer, but my bladder. You see, the problem is with my bladder is it's a terrible bladder. Now, obviously, you know when you need a piss, you just become a lot more quieter and agreeable,
right? Because
your main focus is on not pissing yourself.
You've got scared bladder.
What's the scared bladder?
Well, like because you're focusing on not weeing. So
yeah.
Yeah.
That.
Well, let's do a have a word and then see where we're at.
I'm like an old man, aren't I? Just.
All right, Lids, please keep this anonymous. Could you have a word with me? Oh shit, sorry.
Time to have a word with Adam and Dan.
So for a little bit of context, this was 2 years ago. I was with a girl for a few years and we had a child together. A few days before Christmas 2018, she informed me that she had been cheating on me for 2 months with a girl that she works with. She then spent the next 2 years jumping from lady to lady and never committing to anything serious. Fast forward to now, and I'm a few months into a new thing with a girl. We have a lot in common and get along well, but I have a lot of barriers and insecurities due to the previous messy relationship. Should I see where this can lead to or take a step back and take some more time to concentrate and work on myself before expecting someone else to deal with my issues? That's from anonymous. So he was seeing a lady, obviously had serious feelings for her, and she went a bit lesbiotic.
Do you ever do that partridge thing when you're reading out an anonymous one? And then they've got the name at the top. You know, this is from Joe Thomas, and then he goes, he wishes to remain anonymous.
Yeah, we've done it at least 3 times. Yeah. And then it's a ball late for Carl because he has to edit it out. And we are literally, I'm stupid enough to be like, blah, 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 blah. So I try and really get the anonymous ones in. So that's.
So what happened?
What do you think?
He was with someone.
He was with a girl, really liked her, proper feelings. She was scissoring another girl.
Yeah,
for ages.
She was pregnant though with his kid.
Was she pregnant?
No, they had a kid together, and then she cheated on him, and basically, I don't know if she's bisexual or gay, but she turned. It looks to me like
she just turned heel.
I think she's gone. Do you know what? We've had a heterosexual relationship, and I'm now a mum, but I am now gay.
Yeah,
and he is
stories of gay dads getting off. It's funny, isn't it? But,
you are.
You know when dads turn gay, and the kid's like 11, and the dad's got off with another bloke.
When dads turn gay sounds like a fucking great show.
That happened to Harriet Dyett. Harriet Dyett.
Yeah, no, it happens. It's
Harriet Dyett has got Harriet Dyett, who's a great comedian from the Northwest, has got a great bit about that. How her dad was just like
having a gay dad or gay mum
in middle age was like, yeah, I am gay, and then they were around at Christmas one time. And they'd bought him one of those picture frames that you put an SD card in and it shows different pictures.
Yeah.
And literally around the dinner table, it just clicked on him and a guy in a really uncompromising position.
No.
Yeah, because he just this is a lovely gift, popped in an SD card. She did a bit about it on stage, which is why I can talk about it. But just all Christmas dinner, and then, there's dad with his new boyfriend and a dildo. Lovely turkey.
Why do 2 men need a dildo? They've got 2 dicks.
I don't know specifically.
Pertinent question.
I love it how of all of that story you were like, that's fucking ridiculous. Why do you need a dildo? That's one too many.
Yeah. 2
I don't
men
know.
need 3 dicks.
Just sex toys, maybe.
You just don't. Do you know what I mean? That's 1 dick too many.
Yeah.
So anyway, we had
I had a bisexual ex-girlfriend.
Right.
And it is a weird feeling.
When they've cheated on you with it.
No, she never cheated on me, I don't think. But it's a weird feeling to be to be trying to be tolerant and supportive, and you're almost weirdly turned on by the prospect of it, but then it is cheating. It is. If she leaves you for a girl, you've been fucking left, and almost like you can see the argument.
Though, innit?
You can see the argument that like it's actually more dangerous if you're a straight guy. Like, if she decides that she wants to be with a girl, you can't really compete, can you?
It's funny. I'd have no qualms at anyone leaving me for someone of the same sex and them. Anyone, I couldn't give a fuck. I'd be like, that's funny. That's good.
Look, it didn't feel funny at the time.
Like when
if you're really in
kissed
love,
a girl back in the day and then turns out she's a lesbian, I always go, it's funny that.
Here's my thing. I sort of... I sort of...
Look at her now there with a girlfriend.
I sort of agree with what he's saying in that
how sweet.
If I was with someone and she kissed a girl, that's cheating. It's absolutely cheating. If they fucked a girl, it's absolutely cheating.
If they're bisexual,
both.
So I think you have to discuss it beforehand and go, are you okay if I get with another girl? Like, if you get with another girl, fine. Another lad.
Yeah, I don't want them to get with them, and I couldn't deal with it because I just can't. Because like if we're together, we're together.
No, but I was trying to be really, really tolerant, and like it's a turn on. Like her and I were quite sexualized.
Turn on because of the prospect.
Because it's arousing, isn't it? It's like men like lesbian porn. Like it's a lot for a lot of men it's a generalization, but it's one of the most searched categories on Pornhub because it's an idea of it, isn't it? Right? But when you hit reality, it's actually not as fun. It's like I tried to do a bit about it, going, it's weird if she's like, I kissed a girl, and you're like, oh my God, you've really hurt me, but tell me more. And
do you feel a little bit emasculated by it? Maybe that.
See, that's what I was sort of getting around to.
A bird's been necking like.
No, it's not that for me.
You're laughing it up, like Simon. I get why you think it's funny, but I'm telling you, it isn't actually that funny. Like it's not like when you're really in love with someone and she's bisexual, and like it's weirdly threatening.
Yeah.
I
know what you mean. Like to me,
Sorry, I scolded him for laughing on a comedy podcast.
The fact
it would still be absolutely cheating if they went with a girl.
Yeah.
But I get what he was saying in that it's like, well, I can't do that. I can't be like another man is more hateful because it's like you're choosing him over me. With a girl,
you also know what women are like.
It's more like I'm never going to be a girl. You're saying he's a more attractive, better version of me. But I'm not a girl, so if you go with a girl, it's not as bad. I get the psychology of that.
It's basically like going, you got a new car and I'm a good car. And she was like, nah, I went with a motorbike. You're like, I can't do anything about it.
It's like if she come home and was like, right, I was like, I've made a bolognese. Right,
let's go for another analogy.
Food analogy with women is perfect. It's because it works.
She comes home from work and I've made a bolognese. And she goes, I'm getting a takeaway. Right, I go, do you know what? Sometimes you just want a takeaway. But if she orders a takeaway Bella d'Italia and it's a fucking bolognese, that's more of a problem than if she orders fucking salt and pepper chicken. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
You just don't want my bolognese.
Yeah. It was a messy fucking analogy, but I know what you mean. I know, like,
he's got a better bolognese. That's a better bolognese.
What you're doing?
You're going to have that once.
And it's not even ordering a takeaway bolognese, this is it? This is knocking next door and seeing if they've made bolognese as well.
Food analogies are perfect for relationships as well. I just think it just adds up. Do you know what I mean? Like, they go, why did you cheat? Why did you do it? Why did you do it? It's because if you were just eating the same fucking meal. Like, but it sounds quite sort of easy and, do you know what I mean? It sounds quite sort of simplistic, but it's the same sort of thing, isn't it? And you go, would you fancy carbonara again after you've had that one? I'm going to fillet steak for 6 days a week.
I get it, but genuinely, this has messed him up a little bit, hasn't it?
100%.
This has messed him up a little bit. Yeah. And I think the weird blurring of the line is that for lads, like lesbian sex in a pornography ideal, which isn't real lesbian relationships. Like
it's never done it for me anyway.
No, it's a plastic version. It's the stuff you see on porn is almost always a lesbian ideal for men that are like, it's not real gay women in a relationship.
Nah.
It's
fucking short back and sides and shit.
But it's totally when the reality hits you, you're like, you're jealous and all sorts of stuff is going on.
B&M workers. Sorry.
That third beer is sending you weird. He's got Wozniak's like,
there's no B&M workers in any.
But also with being going out to more bisexual.
What a strange thing to say. Yeah, you mean gay women? What B&M workers? I know what you mean. I know what you fucking mean.
No, but the also, but especially bisexual is that that there's so many more people they can cheat on you with, isn't it? You got that.
It feels exciting, and then the reality is a bit, I think, sometimes a bit daunting. So what's he, if it's still in his head, what's he doing? If he's met a girl, I honestly feel like, mate, you've met someone and she's nice, she's got to get on with it. Because you could be 10 years down the line still thinking about your missus who had a bit of lesbian sex. You know, Ross from Friends moved on. You should do too. Is that fair?
Yeah. He should try and move on. I don't think he should take a step back. Unless he needs to. And the fact he's written in means he might need to. He doesn't sound like he's all in on this. Because the thought of taking a step back doesn't enter your head if you're in love with someone.
So what's fucking about the fact that he's just been cheated on, or he's been cheated on in...
It's just in his head.
I think it's that he's been cheated on. I don't think it matters that
she's a girl.
That it was a girl. Right. I think it's
I don't know. He's mentioned it a fair few times.
Yeah, he has, but I think that's just because that's what happened. I don't think, like... I think this email would have still come in. Whether this was fucking Sally or Stephen.
Yeah.
2 S's. Alliteration is funny.
But at what point do you say, oh, come on, mate, crack on? You could really spend your life fucking... But is he being responsible by going, I'm not in the right spot? I don't know. Just, in my head, I'd try and be an optimist there and be like, at least try it. Chances are... she's not going to bang Susan from B&M, you know? It's unlucky.
Who would? She's a rotter.
I'm going to go to the shops for some bits. I'm going to go to B&M. Why? Why?
How attractive was the female?
Because I need discount bin bags. Is it a euphemism?
How attractive was the female she cheated on?
You see, you're not taking it seriously, Simon.
No, I'm not, because it's a fucking bullshit problem, isn't it? He's a fucking pussy. What's he doing?
another
Fucking
beer.
writing into YouTube, Bellend. You solve the problem.
Tie a bow in it, Simon. What other shops do lesbians work in? B&M.
Hollister. Hollister lesbian or B&M lesbian? Which one you gonna have a go on?
W.H. Smith.
I'm gonna gamble on Hollister.
W.H. Smith, I know you. You're always fucking selling stationery so you can write letters to your lesbian
CX
friends.
is the major lesbian hub.
No. That.
What are you talking about?
CX?
Look, let's just be honest and say the only people who want to fuck people who work in CEX also work in CEX.
It's a whole different...
Is that the game?
It's a whole different sexual thing, that.
Yeah.
That's not like, they're not gay or straight, the people who work in CEX. They're CEX.
Yeah. They've got green hair and a Sega Saturn, and they're into each other.
Yeah. Like, they just bump into each other. Fuck.
They go to the woods and do it.
Yeah.
Them kind of ones who dress up as
Behind
furry animals.
perspex screen.
And then
Animal
babies
people.
are born in the back room and they come out and immediately fix an Xbox.
What are they called, them ones who fuck in the woods and dressed up as fairy animals?
Fairies?
Fairies, yeah.
That's
CX.
Yeah.
I don't even know what CX is, but that sounds like...
It's the game shop.
CEX, the
I've
game.
never really been. I don't game.
Yeah.
CX.
You know when you walk up Church Street?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I think I know where. Is the one in Central Station?
They do.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Or there was.
Right, yeah. Fucking jar game.
CX Twitter.
Ladies and gents, this has been an episode of Have a Word, the podcast. I'd like to thank our guest, Simon Wozniak, for his insightful feelings about B&M and the gay community. Do you want to plug anything, Simon?
What have I got? Oh, I'm doing a thing next week in London. Laugh Now.
Yeah, I saw that. You're on with some big acts, aren't you?
Yeah. Paul Foot is on my one, and Reg Hunter.
Is it a run of?
And Kiri.
Is it a run of different nights and acts?
Yeah, so it's like a 6-week thing. So from like 19th of April or 19th of March or something to like middle of April or something.
You go into the venue, filming it, and then they're putting it out.
I think it's like a screen, like a webcam-y sort of thing like that.
What venue is it?
The O'Meara. Have you heard of it?
Wow.
You heard of it?
No, I know the kind of gig you're doing. You're just doing a way better than one of the shit that I did on Tuesday.
Well, they like, I've not done a gig to like the screens.
I hate it.
Do you?
I'm doing 2 Zoom gigs tomorrow and I'm dreading it.
It's better when you're on the stage,
Right, yeah.
mic in hand, lights. To go to the venue, it's not right because there's no audience there, but there will be people in the room. Doing it on Zoom in your living room, that's not right.
That way you do yours just in the outside.
I've only done corporate gigs because I'm not going to turn down
but corporate from home.
Yeah, but I just don't do Zoom gigs.
And now venues are getting this tech up, aren't they? And so
you've done the frogs, yeah.
So no, I'm doing it a couple of weeks on Saturday. So it looks at home like the gig. It's not like, so Adam's doing gigs when he's sat there and he's got like, he's either come in here or whatever. But these ones, to the people watching at home, they look like gigs, don't they? They look just like gigs. You're on a stage.
The one that I'm going to be doing, I think, because I think it's going to look a bit more legit than like just like a hot water feed that they with different angles cutting through.
Yeah, that's what they did. That's what they did at Theatre Clwyd. They had 3 cameras, one at the back. It was really well done, yeah. And but it felt better, like we were saying, to be there on the stage.
With a mic, yeah.
We were there chatting. I actually, if there's a halfway between Zoom gigs and normality, they're not so bad.
And could you see the audience on your...
No, you just did it to the fucking ether. But at least you're on stage with a mic and lights.
It's not for me.
No. I mean, it would be if they paid him enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
The money's
Until.
It might be for me.
Yeah. It's absolutely not for me. AdamRealComedy@gmail.com. Right, guys, thanks very much. Been a pleasure. Sign up to the Patreon.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Some merch, haveawaypod.com, patreon.com/haveawaypod. See you later. Bye-bye.
Oh, hang on. Sensei's quiz is out this week. Sign up at patreon.com/haveawaypod. We've done loads of extras. Carl's been doing loads of extra stuff. There's different rounds. We've got special guest people asking questions. And it will only be released on Patreon. That's coming out on Friday, tea time. This Friday.
The 12th
of March. So sign up at patreon.com/haveawordpod from as little as £3 a month.
What's that? It's a fucking coffee, innit? Give us a coffee, you fucking gimp.
Bye, Felicia.